Hello, Internet. I think we are on. And welcome to Saturday Nights. We are here, some of us here together, play some Dungeons and Dragons. Couple of announcements before we get started. Obviously, we are not, unfortunately, we don't have Savannah here today, so I'm kind of running things, currently sitting in her setup and doing everything. Only a little bit stress-inducing, but fortunately she was sick and won't be able to join us, and we'll miss her, but we'll power on and hopefully defeat another Archdevil. Yay. So we'll see how this goes. Got a couple announcements before we get into it, and I'll do our recap for the game. We have a lot of stuff coming on over the next couple of days that you should be aware of. We have on, so tomorrow on Sunday, we will have Slang 101, Savannah's Monster of the Week campaign. It's a bunch of college students running around, fighting monsters, kind of Buffy the Vampire Slayer-esque. That'll be tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern time. Hopefully we'll see you there. On Monday, we will have another Motley Mondays. This one Ryan is going to be running. We're going to be going back to some Dungeons & Dragons with a little bit of a twist. We'll leave that as a surprise for when you get there, but come watch. If you like Dungeons & Dragons and monsters and monster slaying, you will get some combination of those things on Monday. On Tuesday, we will be having the first session of a new show on our channel called Exiles. Ryan is also going to be running that. Do we say it's a 7 o'clock start time, I believe, on that one? I'll need to double check. I think we're going 7 to 9. I don't remember going 8 to 10. Do you remember, Ryan?
I think we're going 8 to 10.
8 to 10. Okay, I was wrong. 8 to 10. That'll be starting this Tuesday and going weekly after that. We'll be playing Dungeon World. It'll be Ryan running it. I'll be in it. Savannah will be. And then Rob from Slang 101 will also be playing it. So come hang out there. And then we'll have the only other thing we'll have streamed throughout the week. It will be next Saturday. Will be our next live stream. But we'll have hopefully a couple other podcasts. I know I'm late on Storyboard, and as always, I'm late on Cyberscape. Just been a lot going on over the past couple weeks with real work, and I've been running behind. So hopefully I'll get caught up. I took some time off this weekend, and that's why, so I can get some work done on my other job. So anyway, we will have that. I think that's it, though. Does anybody else have anything they want to promote throughout the week? Barry, you've got your campaign on Fridays now, or Thursdays?
Every second Friday.
Every second.
Yeah, at this stage in 2 weeks' time. We
Cool.
had to cancel last night's one because I was meant to be working, but then wasn't. But
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so check that out on Barry's channel, which I think we have linked somewhere. I don't know if we do, but it's Dan with Barry on Twitch. You can go check out his stuff and support him. But yeah, so that's all for now. Let me change to some spookier music. Let's bring us out of this happy land that we find ourselves in and into, once again, into the depths for our next adventure. Last time on Saturday Nights, you all found yourselves face to face with the first of your targeted archfiends, archdevils, as you sought to take on Tolman Iron Eyes, one of the leaders in this realm of suffering within the depths, a malicious and sadistic individual who barred your way. And by defeating him, you hoped to gain your passage or work towards your passage of escaping the depths and getting back to the material realm in Sarthia. You began your conflict with them in earnest. Tolman very quickly being forced to resort to some very drastic measures as he revealed his true or altered or final form, depending on which series of anime you want to draw inspiration from. and revealed a crystal lodged within his chest. They seem to draw power from through some ingenuity between all of you, using your abilities to overcome this fear effect and keep each other alive. I think it was Hilda able to deal the final blow on Tolman using her ever trusty and lethal crossbow, who we've seen many, many times throughout the course of this campaign, was able to destroy Tolman, dislodging the crystal from his chest, which you claimed. And as you did, you received a vision of a lightened place, this sort of ethereal and otherworldly dimension, where you saw 6 figures sitting upon 6 thrones, having a conversation, discussing some sort of disruption to the weave and some disconcern that they had over these events. And they set a figure who was identified to you in this vision as referred to as the Arbiter, to investigate and judge these events. You came out of this vision and, not knowing what to make of it exactly, decided to loot the best way of coping that you can, taking everything you could from Tolman's domain here, this Iron Citadel. And then you threatened all of the devils in the city and demanded that they swear fealty to you, which worked. Yeah. So you decided to take their tributes, many of the weaker devils of the city offering various items and gifts to you. And then finally, one of them offered a set of tarot cards, which seemed familiar to you. And upon interrogating this devil, you learned that these were, in fact, the possessions of the cards that you had frequently seen in the possession of your friend Matthias, who this devil informed you had been captured and sold to another archdevil of this domain, Jogranoth the Cinder-Touched. You decided at that moment, rather than heading towards the archdevil that you had initially set your sights on, that you needed to rescue your friend Matthias, and hopped on the 3 winged rock fiends that had been gifted to you, and took off towards the city of Ash that Jogranoth lords over. And that's where we're going to pick up our session here today. Just after your first day of travel, I think we come upon a scene where you have the 3 rock fiends currently fighting over a scrap of meat just outside of a campfire that your group has set after one long day of travel. You have are in sort of this perpetual desolate landscape, rock crags out in the distance. You've managed to find a small plateau where you think you are safe from some of the tremors and the lava pools and some of the other dangers of this terrain, and found a place where you can rest, recuperate, and prepare for the battle to come. So, what do you do? There's also a flash of electricity, and suddenly Finn is there.
Matching outfits. Where are we?
We are heading to rescue one of our friends. Found out he's been taken enslaved by one of the other archdevils, so we're going after Jogranoth the Cinder-Touched instead of what's-his-face the Haunted.
Okay. But yeah, my idea was matching outfits for everyone. I reckon we can tailor-make a suit for you, Chad.
That would go over my armor?
Oh, yes, armor. We'll brainstorm.
Be easy enough to match me.
Wouldn't take much cloth to cover you though, so we're all good. Prestidigitate he still stinks a little bit.
Azon says, and this suit that you've given me, it seems plenty nice. I don't know if you need to do anything else. There are a few holes in it now, though, and he kind of looks down. You can see there's some like cuts in like the vest from the blades that were being used in the last fight.
Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Just turn away.
So, Azon, what can you tell us about Joggernaut's domain?
Yeah, it can give you some information. I haven't spent as much time there. It's not a very fun place to be. Joggernaut's, he doesn't run as disciplined a city as Tolman did at this point. Sort of made some enemies because of it, and it's not a very safe place to be unless you are very physically strong. His name's Cinder Touched. It's not irony. It is very literal. Fire, that sort of thing. It said that he can make the ground quake with his presence and draw great gouts of flame and incinerate those who stand against him, which is a thing to do. Is quite a feat here in the depths, as most of us are quite used to being around heat. And he kind of like gestures around. You see like a lava gout in the distance. So if we're afraid of somebody who can do fire, I mean that's kind of a, take that with a grain of salt. His militias, or his armies are undisciplined, brutish, by our standards. Not nearly as bad as the demons and the some of the more corrupted areas of the depths, but pretty much as close as you can get to it. And his city, the city of Ash, sits at the edge of a massive chasm, right on the edge of a cliff, with a large magma river kind of pouring out over it. It's impressive from a distance.
Pretty much just another terrible place.
Hey, in Joggernaut, where Tolman had sort of acquired their power through fear and manipulation, and Juggernaut is stronger than, well, pretty much anyone else this side of the depths. Stronger, like, physically. Maybe not the smartest guy, but I wouldn't want to stand toe-to-toe with him.
Sounds like that's exactly what I'll be doing.
Pat Chad on the back. Now you got this. One-on-one Joe this time. One-on-one.
Well, I mean, we don't necessarily have to fight him.
If he has a crystal in him, I want it. No pressure, Chad.
You were
What
saying,
would you do
Hilda?
with that crystal? Finn, what would you do with one?
Depends what it does. You
Either
never know
way,
who it could benefit.
either way, we should wait until we can get to a place where we can cleanse them before taking any of them into ourselves.
Unless us being good is what cleanses them.
I wouldn't risk it.
I would like to study these more before we do something desperate with them.
Pretty certain the only one we did have is now inside the geode.
Yeah, I assume at this point Jules has been zapped into the geode, or she's still
Somewhere along-
just quietly.
So what happens is Jules has been sitting over and in the middle of a deep prayer, and then there's like a flash of light, and you watch springing up from the ground a whole cluster of these like little bundles of this like the rations that you have been eating, and all this sort of food presents itself in front of you, and then there's this small gout of water forming in this little divot that she has created, and she says, all right, the food is, and then psst, she's just gone. All that's left is the food.
Oh no.
At least we got food.
This is going to make things a lot more difficult. And it's gonna go over there, grab the geode, sadly put it in her pocket.
Yeah, it just like hovers in the air like Looney Tunes style for a moment, and then clatters to the ground. Yeah, you retrieve it and can stick it in your.
I want to prestidigitate some flavor into this food.
Sure.
It's,
Like green apple.
a chicken.
Blue
It'll look
raspberry.
like an apple, but tastes like chicken.
Perfect.
I don't like it.
It's got the crunch of an apple. When it's like, it's just wrong.
A crunchy chicken? I don't like it.
It's just
fried,
wrong and
it's not crunchy like a no.
it's juicy like a big juicy apple.
But so, we went up against Tolman, pretty much, going head on. Sounds at least like that strategy might have a better chance of success here. Although,
If he's not that smart, would it be the best thing to do?
That's what I keep wondering about. If he's so brawny and so strong, what would he need with someone like Matthias?
someone to think for him.
Oh, it's Matthias. Oh.
Yes, we all thought he was in the geode, but
Oh.
perhaps we're not.
You guys are really attached to this guy, so guess we're gonna go kill a big guy. Hey, we have Kagan, don't we? You're here? Yeah. We have two tanky people. We can just
What's that supposed to mean?
means you're a really strong fighter, and I think you're gonna be really, really important in this next combat, because if it's all about brute strength, I'm definitely not your man. Like, if I held my arm up, it would do that little cartoon divot thing when you go to show muscle.
The reverse muscle. Well,
How far away are we from the city?
Based on what the Azana said, it's another like day of flying. So next day, you'll make it there if you fly. So
Okay.
I mean, distance. They don't really do miles and stuff here the same way.
Well, I'll say why I'm asking, and you won't
okay.
have to go into detail because
Yeah.
I'm just like, do we need to worry about food before we get to the city? And
Nah.
it doesn't sound like we will.
Nah,
So,
you'll be fine.
cool. Yeah, Caden's just listening thoughtfully, I guess.
well, my vote is that we try to avoid taking this guy head on if possible. I know we were able to deal with Tolman pretty easily, but
Who is resistant to fire?
Jules had the armor,
oh yeah, I forgot you.
but no one else could really wear it.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I
Who can
have
heal?
some spells that can help with it, but I can't really expand it to other people. It only really protect myself.
So I can assume this guy's a fiend, right?
I mean,
Voice in the sky?
Yes, you can assume he's a fiend. Yes, my
Internal
child.
monologue. Like, yes. Okay, so I also have that amazing protection from good and evil spell, so I can disadvantage him for you, Chad. But you need to make sure he doesn't hit me.
Well, I think between me and Kagan, we should be able to keep his attention on us, but should consider options for trying to outwit
Running
him.
away.
Not running away, but maybe just not taking him head on. Perhaps we could find a way to track down Matthias and get him out without having to.
We need to kill 3 people minimum.
I mean, need is a odd way of
Cleric.
putting it, but for this course of action, and besides, I can't see much reason why killing an archdevil would be a bad thing.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, we did all right against Holman, but it's hard to know. I mean, I guess everybody's got to die someday.
Okay. I think we can do this. I use 1 spell slot to make sure Chad has a chance to avoid being hit. Kagan just does Kagan stuff and gets really angry and swings at his kneecap. Chad does Chad stuff and attacks like 3 times and knocks him over, disarms him. Look, if you disarm him, we can get the weapon. And then he won't have a weapon.
I mean, I can certainly try to outmaneuver him, but we'll see how that goes.
Do you have any way to hold him still, Hilda?
I can try.
Look, we got
It was
this.
the last time, but I'm getting the hang of it a little better, so maybe it will.
Quick question, is that like a save, that one, correct?
Let's see. Are you asking
assuming
about
for-
the hold monster spell that I have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain it's a save.
Let's see it. Yes, it's a saving throw.
Cool, because I got something that can help with that. Which, if I succeed on my hit with mine, they need to roll a 1d4 less on their next save. We got this. And if we find Matthias first, we have Matthias doing Matthias things as well. And then we got Smiley Dude with the ascot over here throwing shit.
I will be standing at the medium range and throwing things, letting all of you get the glory.
I'll
and
be back
do-
further than you, don't worry.
All right.
We're good. And we have a chance of getting Genus, okay? Like,
This is the worst pep talk that I've heard in a long time.
and if we want to ring the bell, we just jump down from the sky and... or maybe if we get really good with pouring, we can just pour the blood from the sky and we'll fall onto it.
So, with the rock fiends, that does bring up a point. We should be able to get to the challenge stone.
Or if we fight outside, the rock fiends can help us fight.
Yeah, but do we just all out dash for it again like before? I mean,
Let's see why
it doesn't
not.
work out.
Just try and swoop down on the challenge stone, land in that plaza. Wherever
As long as they don't have MTGs, we're good.
You all are funny. You talk and talk about problems you do not see. Trying to
This
come
is
up with solutions when you don't know what you're facing. I don't know. My people, we have a more simple way. We like to see our problems before we fix them.
So, does pay to be prepared, but no plan survives contact with the enemy.
Maybe we should just see the walls first.
Are we just flying over them? Like,
We can try, but I imagine they won't take kindly to that.
That's the so the walls that we were talking about before, that was the other place. The good thing here is that, from what I know, the Cinder Touch doesn't have the same protection around the city. Sort of a shithole. It's not there is a central sort of caldera at the middle of the city with some kind of volcanic rock formations that form a little half kind of arena sort of thing. But there's no, you won't encounter the same kind of defenses here. I wouldn't recommend walking through the city because there's going to be a lot of people around. If you fly over though, they're going to kind of see you. I don't know what the best way of approach would be.
Well, maybe like Kagan said, we just get there and we'll find out.
Yeah, I can show. I can describe it better once, or seeing it will be better than me describing it. Like I said, I've only seen it from a far, far distance.
Okay, so do we need to sleep, or have we just finished the sleep?
You have not slept yet. So, if you guys want to go and sleep for the night, we can go ahead and do that.
Hopefully in a tiny hut too.
Yes. Yeah, Hilda will sort of pull out her pull up her spellbook and with her bells, gonna cast Tiny Hut as a ritual.
Okay. You can create your tiny hut, and
This is the same day I don't have as many spell slots.
and y'all can rest for the night. So you sleep in as good of a sleep as you can get given the terrain, but it's a little more comfortable in here. You don't have ash falling on you sort of perpetually. So for the sake of brevity, you guys take watch. Nothing approaches you in the night. You're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Eventually, or kind of at one point, you get a little bit of a tremor that runs through, but those aren't uncommon here. They happen pretty regularly. But as you all finish your rest, wake the next day, prepared, raring to go for whatever is ahead. Your 3 rock fiends are still there. And each one of you can climb on the back, dividing those amongst yourself however you see fit.
Maybe 1 each. Unless you want me to tap 2 and you less. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Can you attach a carriage
3,
to the
yeah.
back so they can just drag
So
you can just summon the boat.
basically, who's riding with Azon?
I will ride with Azon.
Okay.
Okay, so Chad is
friends.
on.
Well, I was with Jules earlier, and I don't think I can control these guys. Could I sit with somebody else?
So we do Finn and
You have the
Hilda
choice
here.
out of Finn or Kagan. Which one?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could squeeze on with us.
Shut up, I'm with Finn.
All right. So given
that's reverse. Oh, sorry.
given the show of dominance by Jules before with her animal handling, I think that has carried over to all of you, and some of you have ridden them at this point, so there's some respect. Or you fed them too, so they're in a good mood. So you hop on the back of each one of these massive rock fiends, and with a heavy beat of their wings, the earth disappears from underneath you, and you go soaring once again through these ash clouds, following the currently the direction you're going. That perpetual wind is kind of buffeting the right side of your faces almost perpetually as you sail kind of horizontal to it in the direction that Azon has pointed you. And you travel for the next, by your estimate, though it's hard to tell down here, 3 or 4 hours, over some more of these deep crags and ravines, and between more of these large rock formations jutting up from the ground. And eventually the ash cloud becomes so sort of oppressive and thick that you have to skirt kind of closer to the ground, maintaining a much lower altitude. And Azon then points out in the distance as you come over a rise where you see a massive black abyss, a fissure that runs from one horizon to the other in the distance, spanning probably 400 or 500 feet across, and at least deep enough that you cannot see the bottom from your current angle, which is probably contributed by the kind of perpetual gloom and darkness of this place. There are some more gouts of flames and tectonic activity in the region, and sort of frames and highlights this city sitting at the edge of this ravine on the side that you are approaching from. You, as Azon said, there's no wall that encompasses the city. Instead, you see a few miles of these broken and fractured stone buildings, none of them more than 20 feet tall or so, but many of them looking kind of half broken, ruined, and on the verge of destruction. And they just scatter out and kind of spread outwards from the cliffside. And along the cliffside at the far side of the city, towards the center of it, you do see these black volcanic rock that protrudes up from the ground and then forms this circle, this wall that blocks off a smaller portion of the city from the rest of it. And you can't see beyond that wall. I mean, the whole thing stands probably about like 80 feet tall, but only maybe about 200 feet from side to side. It's not a big portion of the city, but you can see from within it, on the other side of this wall, there's this black smoke that is just billowing up from within it, indicating something is burning, or there's some sort of volcanic fissure on the other side. And then there's just this glow to the city in its entirety, where you can see some little like magma streams and other fissures with fire pouring out from them, all throughout these city streets. And that's what you get from your current vantage point. I'd say you're probably still about like 2 miles off from the city of Ash.
Well, shall we head for the smoke? Assume the challenge stone is there.
Can we fly up higher to get a better view over that big wall? How high can these birds go? Like Avatar, like they don't look up for their threat, so you go above everything.
You can go. They don't have a maximum altitude, as far as you can tell. You haven't tested that out. The only issue you have right now is there is this thick ash cloud cover above you, and currently you guys are skating about as high as you can and be able to like see around you. If you were to fly any higher, you would be blinded and probably suffocated.
Okay, so only death is stopping us from going above.
That's usually a pretty good deterrent.
Okay.
But there is the city, and if you guys are approaching or kind of skirting any closer, you can see there are, you can faintly make out some movement from within it, indicating it is populated. But at this distance, you can't tell.
Not for long.
Yeah, the maker model of the fiends that are there. So yeah, Azon says, "I feel look, yeah, that would be where the stone I think would be. I've never. This is as much information as I've gotten. I've never been any closer than this."
Azon, do you think we could go into the city, like yourself and maybe another one of us, disguised?
I don't know if that would work this time. Like I said, they don't really... There's a good chance that somebody is just going to challenge me and looking to boost their own importance. And I'll just be killed on the spot.
Okay, so probably not that.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think let's just try and head towards the central area, fly over those walls, see if we can find a challenge stone.
Do you think there's anyone in the city who sells that magic water?
Magic water?
The kind that keeps the fire from hurting so bad.
Oh, no. I mean, most of us are pretty, the fire never bothered me anyway, so.
So maybe I should just wear you.
Gee.
I can wrap you up in this demon I skinned earlier. Okay.
There you go. That's a better choice.
Don't think it'll do anything.
Pre-skinned. You
Just
don't
yet.
have to skin me.
Gross.
Do you have demon skin or devil skin?
Yeah.
I know you cut one up.
I
but-
have fire-resistant flesh.
He does
I did it for
have-
that reason because I wanted to make it into a cloak, but I haven't had time.
You started sewing them together a little bit during camping sessions.
Is
Yeah,
that
but
possible
fire
to,
resistant-
I mean, it
I don't think it does anything just yet
no.
because I checked fire-resistant armor is like a rare magic thing, and it takes us like a lot of days to get done.
Yeah.
But maybe
Um,
we
If it
could
was just common, I could have got it done in the 2 days, but it's
maybe
not.
we could petition it, maybe even just a single use thing, like it. You know,
The
if we get-
loincloth, can we just Tarzan him up?
like
I'll
maybe
caveman.
maybe it only lasts for one thing and then it burns away.
And it burns away. And
Yeah, I
Hello.
think.
Just a quarter damage instead of half.
Well, here's what I was debating. So the rules for magic item crafting, turning this into like resistant armor, that's kind of under the assumption that you're using the magical resistance of it to like imbue some armor with that, or if you're like doing some finely crafted like leather armor with it. There is what is the type of armar? It's
I was literally planning on just
Hide armor?
trying it
Hide
out and
armor.
having it as a cloak. Was my initial plan?
Yeah.
It's just a cloak.
So what I'm gonna say with it is that I like the idea of it being a limited use. One use feels a little bit extreme, but I think if somebody wanted to just tie it on themselves, and hopefully, I think it could give some measure of fire resistance. There's probably going to be, each time you take it, there's going to be like a roll that I'm going to do to see if it breaks.
And if it survives, I can make it into something more.
Yeah,
I can
yeah, and if
just
it
skin
survives,
this
it
guy.
could. Yeah.
I can just skin this guy if he
And
he
it's
doesn't
really
disappear.
not going to be so much the armor itself or like the hide itself break, because it is as resistant as it's going to get. It's mainly because you're going to have to fasten this onto him using something. Those somethings are going to be the weak points here that might
That's
break.
I think will come off.
Yeah.
I feel
So if it
I-
doesn't
I-
count
I
as
don't-
armor, you can wrap it. You can wrap yourself in this because
Yeah.
I'm not planning on going anywhere near this guy.
I feel like it would take too long for me to do this in character, but just like the idea of like the biggest sounds like you can turn all the terrain into like lava and stuff, or at least have like stuff coming up,
Mhm.
and like which makes the rock fiends very important to keep those alive. But I got a lot of hit points, but I'm obviously not resistant to fire. So and we don't have our main healer. So
You want
just,
booties.
I'm thinking of maybe, like if I could get fire resistant booties, that would make me feel that made me feel more comfortable with
No,
what
that
we're about to
booty's
get
already
into.
pretty hot. It must be fire resistant.
Finn's got his knife out ready to just measuring tape.
If your idea is just to protect you, so I won't. This isn't gonna give you any sort of armor benefit. You're only gonna
Right.
get the benefit of your natural armor.
Mhm.
So you can put this on and just sort of using a series of ties and leather straps and stuff you pull from other things, and some staples and hot glue. You
Yeah.
can,
I have a
Fishing
feeling
hooks
Finn's
and
got a
stuff.
full tailoring kit.
yeah.
Pulls out the
Um,
measuring tape. Okay, let's just.
I think like if we could, we probably don't have to like get in all of it, but I like the idea of eventually getting like metal rings to hold it together or something like that.
Yeah.
Because those, like, if thread's just gonna burn away immediately. But
Anyone have any bracelets?
yeah, but yeah,
One of
it,
seduction.
oh god. So yeah, that would be cool. And then that's all the prep work that I will do for what happens next.
Can we just
All right.
retcon this happened during our little tiny hut thing?
Yeah, I'm okay because you
Yeah.
guys were doing some.
Yeah. And then I would have attuned to Eyes of the Eagle as we were going through all the items. Would have been like, contact lenses. Fuck yeah. Put them
And we
Alright.
would have divvied up the vials of my blood so that Finn has one and Hilda has one. Because I think we're down to just 2. And then I am a
Yeah.
vial of my blood.
Okay. Now, I do have a pretty epic way of entering from the sky, which
3-point landing.
it's a jumping off and preparing Misty Step to Misty Step to the ground. And
Can you do that without burning a spell slot, though?
no, but I
No,
don't
you
use
will
spell
have to
slots
spend the
anyway.
spell slot.
And my other spell slot is Protection from Good and Evil to you, and then I don't use spells anyway.
You may want to hold on to the second slot in case the first protection drops. Or for another spell.
It's just...
It's like, nah,
Nah.
do it
This
for the
is-
Nah,
fine.
we good. We
Here
good.
for the vine.
Here for the.
Because I'm picturing Misty Step looks like, do you know when Death Eaters do their little smoke, little traveling thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bloop,
but
bloop.
because my eyes are purple and green, it's gonna be purple and green smoke going down. Like, sup,
Oh.
up, knock, and then hey, they don't kill me before the bell rings.
Okay, so I'll just get something ready here. So you guys are just gonna we're just going with flying in, and then
I don't know, are we?
Yeah,
That's what it
flying
sounds
over
like so far.
the volcanic inner wall and trying to just beeline to the challenge stones.
okay. What I'm gonna say for this fight, just like thinking about off the top of my head, what we're gonna do for the armor is, Kagan, when you take fire damage, just roll a d20 for me. If you roll a 1, it breaks.
Okay.
That's gonna be the deal.
Awesome.
Okay,
Uh,
so you have
and
my
the
that's
legend
probably
was
gonna
just
happen a
flesh.
lot here. So.
Do legend points apply to that?
I will let you
You can
use a
say no.
legend. No,
Are you
I'll
sure?
let you burn a legend point to keep it from breaking. That seems
Cool.
like a fair use that I'm totally fine with, rather than you
Okay.
guys using it to crit on something.
So if I knew we were coming up against this guy, we would have skinned a lot more people and just had backup armor for you. Just
All right. So
so, can we perception check to see if we can see where Matthias is? / use these eyes, which I have because I get advantage on sight. I really just want to use my
yeah.
contact
Go ahead and
lenses.
make a perception check for me. That's I'll go for that.
Contact lenses. It's an advantage too. That is a 17. And in case you missed it, I can make out details of extremely distant creatures up to 2 feet small.
Okay, I will keep that in mind as you guys make your approach here. Anything else anybody has? Any last words?
Hmm.
I'm
Protection of
hoping
Good
to
and
holler.
Evil lasts 10 minutes, so I don't know exactly when you want me to cast it on you, Chad.
Probably once we have activated the challenge stone or like in his presence
Okay, when he walks out
before he starts his monologue.
as he's monologuing, I'll just be like,
Assuming this guy's gonna do a monologue. Let's see. Hilda is going to.
we're all gonna die.
Gonna do find familiar and turn Panger into a bat.
Oh, okay.
She hasn't done this.
Little bat.
It's like the little bat on the show. It's got really big ears. It also, I guess, horns.
Yeah, because I think it still has a sort of fiendish look. It has like a slightly red hue, a little more leathery than a normal bat.
For a crow bat.
I think it has
Oh,
one
God.
eye like a keese, and 2 little horns.
Oh, he's so creepy. Okay, so yeah, she would have done that
So,
as a ritual. Burn like some.
just to confirm, our initial plan is to immobilize this guy. Correct? Possibly disarm him if he's got a weapon. Can you disarm?
That is a maneuver. I do not think I have that one.
Uh-oh.
But I mean,
Gosh, your list is so long.
I can trip him. I can, change. I can do stuff about being frightened or draw his attention. But no, I do not have the disarming one. Because I think, by raw, disarming strike could be powerful, but for the most part, we don't stick with the hard and fast rules of like it has to be an action to pick up a weapon and stuff like that.
So to pick up a weapon, if you've already, it's a free action if you haven't already included a weapon, because you get the free action to like draw. I don't remember the exact words.
Object interaction.
Yeah, object interaction. You can do that once. So putting your weapon away would be one object interaction. Picking it up would then be an action.
So the way that disarming works is like generally it doesn't cost them anything because it's not the part of their action. They didn't drop it on their action. So if you disarm them, you better do something with it before they get a chance to pick it back up.
Yeah.
In
just leave it there,
future,
it's
with
just
our
gonna-
new
Also,
initiative rolling, it could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
and Azon said he's very strong, so I'd imagine it'd be a strength save to hold on to it. And
Almost certainly.
so I would be not have a ton of hope and him losing the grip, but you never know.
I do have a chance of doing something which makes it his next save has to roll 1d4 and take that off.
Okay.
But that's if he fails the initial save. Okay. We all ready to die?
I think so.
Sounds about right.
I don't like this plan, but I can't think of anything else different.
Let's go save your friend.
All right.
He'll be your friend too soon enough.
So if
Serial
we
kill
see
devils.
if we see him first, are we diverting to save him?
Yes, we should try and rescue him.
Okay.
When we get closer to the city, I've had Panger change into a bat, and my thought was maybe he could try to search out Matthias.
Do we just chill till Pangu does that?
We could do that, or we could go in.
You guys tell me what to do.
As we're saying, and I could have them search while we're doing it. I just don't know. All we know is that he was purchased in the city by the. Okay. What was I gonna say? I don't remember now.
Now this one you're looking for, they fight.
He can fight, though he tends to play more of a support role.
So
Can you
like
hear?
this one over here.
Which one are you indicating?
It's ambiguous.
Excuse me.
Yes and no.
Put it all
I was standing back that first time we were fighting old mate to see how you guys went. Okay, like I wasn't afraid of him. I just want to see how you went.
If we can rescue Matthias, he has some healing abilities.
Maybe we should pick him up before.
Okay, we'll let the bat scope out. Doesn't see him. However fast this bird can fly towards that stone.
Probably so fast.
Are you on this bird with us, Hilda, or did you go with Chad or Kagan?
I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I won't
Hilda's
drive
on
the
there with
bird
you.
into the ground. I'll
So
jump off.
maybe send Panger in to try and scout, and then we're just circling above until something happens that makes us have to dive in so we don't get shot.
Yeah. Okay.
You take the reins then, because I'm willing to jump off and Misty step to the ground, and then Misty step back up if I have to, and be like, run!
Okay.
But then there's no protection for you, Chad, so he's hoping I don't need to run away. We got this. What's the worst that can happen?
Well, I don't
This
know.
is hell.
I'm the one jumping down. You guys just don't leave me.
I think the worst that could happen is if we are captured.
We're all captured, being tortured, then Jules appears like, what the fuck happened? The food's over there. Oh shit. Okay. Did the bat see anything?
Okay, let's do the bat.
Well, the bat has to go down.
Let's do the bat now. So you got your 3 rock fiends are in a holding pattern above the city, and you send Bat Panger down into the city. So he swoops straight down towards the main city streets, staying just enough above the rooftops to get a good view of the city layout, but close enough to see everything that's happening. And sees a couple things. One, there's a large amount of heat as he approaches. It is those fissures that run through the city. They seem to indicate a larger sort of amount of like tectonic and volcanic activity just below the surface of the city here. Panger also sees some creatures moving in and out of some of these buildings. There isn't as much like civilization here. You don't see carts and wagons and different like the buildings don't seem to have much purpose other than being claimed as little hovels for the fiends that live here, and many of them are very big. You see some large kind of gorilla-sized fiends moving aggressively down the city streets. You hear a screech and a cracking of stone as you watch one kind of human-sized entity being flung against a wall and then smacking against it, cracking some of the ruined building, and then hear this shrieking kind of clicking growl as a huge fiend, gleaming white bone almost in its appearance comes stalking from around. This was one of the creatures that you saw when you guys were trying to flee Quildun, and this bone devil stalks towards it and then impales this fiend with its tail, and Panger quickly soars out of there.
Run away, buddy.
And you see more of this just like aggressive kind of dog eat dog sort of atmosphere in this town. As you approach the this caldera, this volcanic formation, it gets a little less chaotic. You see more of these large devils, some of them standing 15-20 feet tall with these 4 or 5 massive horns curled around their head, blackened like the ashen stone of the city around them. They seem to ignore each other mostly. Many of them kind of lazily lounging kind of in some of these more hovels, some of them that have run away, building up their own little territories here. Panger does not see any sign of a place where they would be keeping Matthias. You don't gather that if Matthias was in this area of town, that he is still alive. There's a lot of wreckage and carnage around here. It's very, very aggressive. What I will say, just to kind of cut to the important part, is that Panger cuts between some of this volcanic rock wall and into that caldera at the center of the town. And as he emerges through that, you can see that ashen cloud is spewing forth from just over the ledge of this cliff face, and you see this all these fissures kind of feed through and into a central river that flows out and then over the cliff edge at the center of this caldera. It's very hot here. Panger is not, I don't think it's at the point where he's like taking damage and stuff, but it's magma and it's knows not to touch it. So he maintains an altitude there and sees a couple of things. One, sees in the center of this magma river, there is a stone protruding from it, an obelisk with runic engravings across it. Similar to the one that you've seen previously. It appears the challenge stone is set in the middle of this this magma font here. Around the interior of the caldera, you see, and it maybe brings up a little bit of PTSD for Panger after all the chains and stuff you heard before, but here's like the clinking of chains, and turns around and you can see kind of hanging along the walls dozens of cages. Most of them have different like creatures and beasts inside of them, like clawing to get free. Some of them a little more docile and kind of growling within the shadowed confines of their prison. And as Panger makes a round, stops and flutters past, and you see a much smaller figure in one of these cages, not even taking up an eighth of it, huddled in very ashen colored and stained clothing. You see Matthias, currently not seeming moving, kind of like hiding in one of the corners. And as Panger kind of stops outside the cage, you can see kind of look up in that direction. Doesn't seem to recognize Panger, because I don't think I ever saw Panger in a form like this. And then just kind of huddles back again, pulling his cowl over him.
Okay. Okay, Alex asked me a question. No, I cannot speak through Panger.
Okay, that's probably a Pact of the Chain.
Yeah,
feature.
that's something else. Yeah.
That is, yeah, that's Pact of the Chain.
Okay. Okay.
Have him fly in and tap Hilda in Morse code.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe the Panger kind of like go and sort of. I don't want to do something that's gonna freak out Matthias. Okay. Just gonna have Panger leave then.
Okay.
I don't know. Like,
Unless,
there's nothing you could do.
Unless the bat's dexterous enough to start picking the lock.
Go back, go.
Don't think so.
Probably not. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna figure sort of like maybe, like get close to Matthias and maybe like tug on, like maybe like his jacket or something, like a little bit before he leaves. So like yanks on it. And kind of, like, looks at him and then.
Yeah. So Panger kind of flies in, and Matthias isn't really paying attention, and then kind of tugs on the cowl and kind of rips back, and you see pulls the hood back and looks at Panger. Kind of make an insight check and see what he gets from that. I think he does. He's off put by it. Is about the best he gets there. It's not quite. I don't think he figures out exactly what's going on. It's a little tough for him to do that, but he kind of looks at it and is confused and looks really close at Panger, and just remains.
Have you relayed this information back to anyone?
I can't a bit because I'm sure I'm too far away to actually be like seeing through Panger's eyes, but I can like
100 feet.
Oh no, 100 feet. So yeah, so no, this is just Panger on his own. I can't direct him because I'm sure we're not within 100 feet.
They were just role playing for what Panger would be doing.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. So Panger would kind of like.
And Panger can communicate with you.
If he's within 100 feet.
Oh, it's just 100 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another Pact of the Chain thing. As long as you're on the same plane.
Apparently, I need to become a warlock or something.
Just take like a.
Hey, look, we're in the right place. You could just be like, "Yeah, look, guy, one of them could do it."
Wanna be my demon daddy?
I've got one somewhere.
So yeah.
Then. Okay, we're just kind of maybe like sort of like tuck on him and then flies off.
Okay.
But yeah, and then when Panger gets close, he can communicate to me.
Yeah.
So we could drop a note off or a tarot card to him. Like, so, friend.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Maybe one of you.
Guess who, loser?
One of you who is better with locks can try and free him from his cage while I go to the stone.
Okay, I do have thieves' tools. That was going to be my next question, was which one did you want me going for? Does he need equipment to cast spells? Like, does he need a focus? Do we have a focus for him?
I don't know what he uses to. I mean, if anything, it makes...
Okay, I can go for him if you go for the thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, you two go and be reassuring. No offense to you, Azon, but I don't know if our friend would, how he would react to, me showing up with a new devil friend.
Fair enough.
Okay, so we'll write a note and get Ping to drop it off. Be like, your best buddies are here. Get ready to fight.
All right. Yeah, it's gonna see if Pinker can carry. Yeah, but no, and maybe one of his tarot cards. And
I would write the note on the back of a guild charter.
His cards. No.
On the back of a guild charter.
Ah, yes, perfect.
I have multiple of these.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You got like 10 more, right?
Yeah.
Or 7?
Kagan, do you want to be on this guild charter? I'm like, let's just add Kagan, aka half naked dwarf. You're on there now.
Alright, so the challenge stone was sort of in the center of that magma.
Cool, because I did not want to step on that.
Azon, are you going to want me to drop you off before I fly over the magma river?
Well, here's the thing. If you're looking for somebody that can pick the locks, I mean, like, flashes a bunch of daggers in his hands, then drops it again. It's like, I can do that if you want me to. But if you don't want me, then yeah, drop me off before you go over the river.
I'll drop you off with them and then head over to the challenge stone.
Sounds good.
Aren't they in, like, the same area?
They're
close-ish. What was the distance between like?
Like 80 feet or so.
Okay, so close enough. So
yeah,
it seems so much farther though when you're bad.
I should have asked this way earlier. What kind of like Lady Gaga mess do I look like right now?
You heard the call.
I'm picturing just meat suit Gaga right now.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think the leather's dried enough. It hasn't been properly like tanned, so it's
clean.
Does it look like Chainsaw Massacre kind of like thing a little bit? Okay.
You could have dried out here. It's a very hot place.
Yeah,
but it's fire resistant. That's going to be hard to dry out.
Yeah, you're a little Leatherface.
But there's no blood.
I just need to get like a sort of visual for this.
I would have made sure there was no blood before it went into my bag.
Okay. Yeah, I think just Kagan is kind of like picking a little bit absentmindedly at like the new spine shards and spine breaker, and is planning on going with Chad.
Yeah, the two of us go to the challenge stone in case, an arena forms and we're stuck in the magma river.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then I assume the two of you are going to stay on your mounts.
Yeah.
Did we want to send Azon to old mate? We'll just leave the note. Creepy, smiling demon in a suit with an ascot will set you free.
Well, Azon is going to go with you two who are going to work on freeing Matthias, I think.
Unless Finn wants to go with Chad and...
I kind of want to fight stuff.
Okay.
We'll do a brief transfer.
Throw some dwarves and some halflings.
I'll just swap with Azon.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're both acrobatic, so it should be easy swap. I don't want to...
So my big question is...
Right by the cage, do a brief transfer, and then we'll take off while you work on getting... Matthias out.
You guys. Okay.
All right. So, all right. Let's go ahead and play this out then. So on your three mounts, we have Azon and Hilda on one, Finn on another, Kagan on one, Chad on one.
Well, we have three mounts.
That's three. I did four.
Up to this point, it's been me and Azon, Hilda and Finn, and Kagan on his own. So we need to do a brief...
I think Azon and I are swapping, so I'm with Chad.
Okay.
So
and Azon's with Hilda.
Cool.
Then
now I have the
if
plan.
Chad's jumping off to...
Well, all right, so what you just described, there's a... No, it's not. That's fine.
Okay.
If Chad's personally jumping
for a
off,
second, I thought there was a riderless rock, but that's not.
No, yeah, that's what's wrong. I should have given you guys four to make this a lot easier. But we have Finn and Hilda.
One just had a baby.
Finn and Hilda on one, Chad and Ace on another, Kagan by
It could come out of the geo. Just
let's just draw real quick on the map.
That'd be good.
Rock circles,
because that will make a difference. Who wants to be let's go ahead and decide who's going to be controlling which one, because there are 3 of them, and I have stats for them.
Cool.
Oh.
I don't have like handouts or
Yeah. Finn, you may want to control the one that we end up on, because I'm probably going to hop off.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm actually going to do. I love your S drawings. I love them so much, but I'm going to do it this way because it works out easier for me. I'm also going to get rid of Jules. So I'm going to put these 2 over here. Okay, no, hold on. We have Azon is going with Chad. No, Finn's going
currently
with Chad.
he's with me, but we're going to attempt to transfer.
Yeah.
All right.
We've swapped.
This is
We
the...
just jumped over.
We're just going to assume you guys have already swapped, because this is where I'm going to have you guys at, so we can be ready when this kit pops off. There are no animals on the field yet. Those of you that have a...
I'll just sprinkle them as I'm flying towards the challenge zone.
Yeah. Those of you that are going to be controlling the fiends, the rock fiends.
And they just ploop straight into the lava. Just like...
You just hear Gina scream.
They have 85 hit points.
Okay. Do we need to write this down? Or?
Yeah, somebody who's going to be controlling them needs to write down and keep track of it. Like I said, I don't have things for them.
I need to get a pen. Do you mind if I grab one real quick?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Grab it.
Okay. So those of you that don't or want to just like type this in the thing for Ryan.
85 HP.
So 85 HP, armor class of 13.
Okay.
And they have 1 attack that they can do. It's a claw attack. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a claw attack with a +6 to hit, and it does a D10 +3 slashing.
I heard D10 +3 slashing, a +6 to hit.
Yeah.
And 85 hit points.
Yeah.
13 AC.
Yeah.
Oh, you wrote it down. All right, AC 2. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that's what we got so far.
Plus, I thought I should be in the fighting area so I can roll initiative.
Will their speed matter, do you think?
Probably not. It's
Okay.
fast.
Right.
Like they're
Cool.
like 60 feet ish around.
Yeah,
but yeah, it
I
won't
didn't
matter.
think it would in this, but I just wanted to check.
Yeah.
Cool.
They have a fly speed, which
Cool.
is fast.
So they can't like grapple and drag old dude into the lava and just sacrifice themselves for us? Did Jules inflict that much fear into them that they will?
They'll obey you for the
All
fight.
right,
I don't know if they'll do so to their own demise. But
Before we go into this whole thing, I want to tell them a story from my barbarian tribes of the great 4-legged walkers that crossed across the snowy fields, and how with chains we would wrap them up and they would fall over, and I would point out in Panger's description that there were chains everywhere, and there was a big chasm with a lava waterfall. It just seems like we're getting set up for something really cool with all our little flying things.
Children is I want to try that after they get Matthias.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm quickly changing the design of this monster to look just like an AT-AT. Okay. All right. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all of you on your rock fiends doing your last sort of pass, coming up with this plan, and then swooping down into the caldera. There is a blast of ash and smoke that sort of is hovering over the top of it that you blast through quickly, forming 3 large holes in this cloud as poof, poof, you all come diving down through.
Scraw.
Let me get some more action-y music here before... Here we go. As you emerge, you see this site that Hilda has described, that Panger has seen. You see this magma river at the center with the stone protruding up through it. You see these chains and all of these creatures in each one of these boxes, these cages, beginning to thrash and react to your presence. We see Chad and Finn and Kagan, your 2 rock fiends, sweeping straight down towards the magma river and the stone. Correct?
Except this time Chad's got his arms wrapped around me, except the other way, instead of the last town.
And then
I'm going to tell him he has to. For this
so if you would allow it, Sean, I would want Finn to have us fly low enough that I could just kind of toss the bag of tricks animals out onto the shoreline.
All right. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and
only fly low if you hold on tight.
Yeah, you can go and roll those, and while you're deciding, figure out what those are all going to be, let's do Hilda and Azon. Hilda and Azon, I don't even want to know. The Hilda and Azon swoop over towards the cage where Matthias at, who you see has kind of stood up and coming near the bars, and you get there and you begin to hover as the rock fiend beats its wings. You kind of poking your head over. Matthias kind of cowers from it for a moment and then sees you and goes, hi, what?
I'm so sorry, we thought you were in the gym. I'm so sorry, we're gonna get you out of there.
I thought you were Ted. So, hi.
This is Azon. He's gonna.
Hi. And Azon says, everyone reacts to me that way. And you begin to work. He begins to work on the lock on the cage. So I think that's what's going on right now. Meanwhile, Chad is carpet bombing the.
Yep.
With what?
So. I'm hoping this is a streak that's going to continue. We got 2 Ginas and a giant rat.
Fuck. All right.
I mean, you did say earlier that you designed this encounter with another player character.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to see. We're about to... These elks are probably about to meet a grisly end. All right. I'm going to put those there.
And Georgia.
Then the giant rat. Do you guys really want to run the giant rat? I guess I can just narratively get rid of this giant rat right now.
Can the rat just fall into lava?
Because that's kind of what I want to do.
Do it.
The first one goes, the first one, poof, hits the ground. You see Gina appear, poof, hits the ground, and Rena appears. And then the last one, it just goes, like right in the lava. It just incinerates immediately in between them. So I'm just gonna get rid of this because I don't think the giant rat's really gonna help you at all here.
It would be like, my bad, I didn't realize you had 3 animals.
And meanwhile, so who's making the run for the stone? So Chad, you are. All right.
As Chad's just about to jump off, before he lets go, I will just tap his hand ever so softly, and I will cast Protection from Good and Evil on him.
Okay. All right.
Oh, from Evil and Good. Sorry, I said it the wrong way.
This is an entirely different spell. Thank you for
clarifying. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure Evil first, and then...
Okay. I just want to make sure. So only protecting from good. Got it. Turns out this is actually a good creature you guys are fighting.
Yeah.
Anyway, so get over.
We technically did invade his home.
Also true. You are trespassing. So you come sweeping over towards the stone. That oppressive heat is sort of blasts up in your direction. The rock fiend doesn't seem totally affected by it, but is having trouble sort of maintaining an altitude with the rising air currents. And this stone, which is glowing at the bottom from the proximity to the magma that flows around it, and then it seems to like cool up towards the top where it maintains that sort of black color.
Okay, so is there an island around it, or is the...
No, it is
okay, so then in that case, I'm not planning to jump off. I'm just going to try and...
You do whatever you want.
Fire resistance only does so much in lava.
Yeah.
So
you fall into lava.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm going to just, again, to just further drive this home, lava, I'll just let you know, terrain difficulty, little skulls coming above is like 10d10 damage if you jump in it. So don't recommend jumping in the lava. So
that's
just
a maximum of 50 damage to me a turn.
Yeah.
Still though.
Did you just want me to get a vial?
So no, we'll just fly over it. I'll cut my hand and sprinkle some blood, or probably not the hand because I'm going to be using that, but
back of the forearm. He just impales himself on the stone. All right, so yeah, you cut like the back of your forearm and hold it out over the stone, and it drips down onto the point and begins to run down the side of it. And as you see, you pull the rock fiend back and backs up away from the stone. You watch again as it begins to rumble and quake, and the stone lifts itself out of the pool, and you can see this glowing chunk of molten rock that begins to kind of slough off of it from the bottom as it rises up and up as the lights begin to glow all across it. And once they are all lit and you have backed up significantly from, or enough from it, it stops at the apex and then slams down into the magma. And once again, there is a shudder and a quake that emanates out from it. And there is a sort of a small wave of magma which cascades outward, and there's like small pieces of it that fall all around you like rain. I'm given that you guys had time to prepare for this, you knew it was coming. I'm going to say that you guys are not blasted by the lava, but everything sort of goes quiet for a second, and all the animals in the cages begin to go still once again. And I think I didn't make a check for Azon for his lock picking.
In the silence, because I believe you told me that Finn's no longer all torture crazy.
No, he's not.
He would be like gagging on the fact that Chad just sliced himself open. It's like, oh man, that's so gross.
Yeah, so at that moment, Azon, the lock is clicked and it falls open, and the cage is now unlocked. But everything has gone still. And then you see at the center, just off, kind of between where the challenge stone is and the cliff face, you watch as the magma current kind of shifts slightly, and it begins to spin and kind of begin to rotate, and it's still flowing around it, but in the center there's a small like vortex that is beginning to form in the lava. And in that stillness, you watch as two figures begin to emerge from the lava, both about the size of a person. And then those bend in and connect to a massive head and a glowing rock-like body covered in these fissures, like the cracked rock of the earth around you that the magma is running through. You see two horns made of pure fire that ignite upon exiting the river, this river, and emerging from the rock, you see about 30 foot tall and maybe half as wide fiend is standing in the middle of the lava. And I'm going to go ahead and put him on the
Is it a Balrog? No, it's not. You shall not pass.
And you see the cinder-touched Joggernoth emerging from his rest.
He looks really big.
Yeah.
And bellows a thunderous roar, and smoke billowing out from his mouth as he does, clashes his fists together. You see sparks and flame emerging from it, and begins to leap through the river of rock in your direction. And we're going to take our break right here.
Is that a mouth on his belly?
It is. It does look like another face. We'll get to that later. Yeah. So that is. We'll post a picture of that here in a second. I'll put it in the Discord. So thank you everyone for hanging out with us. We're gonna take a quick break here for a second, but stick with us, and we'll be back real soon. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for hanging out with us on our break. Let's go ahead and jump back into the action. Oh, this is exactly, I randomly chose it, and this is the song that came up, but this is what I wanted. Okay, let's do initiative.
Okay.
Go, Finn, go.
Go, Finn, go.
He's Finn.
Oh.
There's literally no way. There's literally no way. Yeah, there's literally no way that I could roll that even like close to that. Okay, you guys go first then.
Jeez.
Okay. So I have protection from evil and good on me. Let me put a little reminder.
Yeah, make sure you put it that way, not good and evil. Because,
yeah. So reminder, it's on the field. Let me give the setup now. We have Juggernaut arising out of the magma flow, standing about, like I said, 30 feet tall, probably about 15, 20 feet wide, almost spans this entire river, so could be accessible, could be reached from either side of it. We have Chad and Finn currently on one of the rock fiends, Kagan on another, and then Hilda and Azon back kind of on the outskirts of the battle with Matthias, who has just been freed from his cage, and you guys have the third rock fiend. So what do you guys do?
And Gina and Rena?
And then Gina and Rena on the ground, they're like flanking either side of Joggernath.
And who's slowly turning into glue.
Yeah. And Joggy is like he's like knee deep or waist deep in this lava river?
Knee deep.
Okay. Alright.
So we can see the belly.
You can see this there's like this weird pattern to the underside that doesn't come into fate to his second form.
No, but the image passive perception 19, I see a face and I'm like,
sure,
what the fuck is...
You do see a face. It's like one of those weird magic eye posters.
Is it looking at me? Is that his nipples where the eyes are?
You do, yeah, you see a face, and then you see two people kissing, and then you see two lamps.
Don't look at it directly.
So, what do you guys... Who's doing what? Who wants to take the first action?
I mean, I think I can go first. I will go in for a Dragon Maru strike.
Okay. Are you flying in with Finn on the rock? Or is Finn going to jump off before getting there?
Or if Finn really doesn't want to take us in, I can start with the javelin, have a little bit of range.
No, we can go in. I can rapier out.
Because what I'm about to do is going to make him, try and go for me. So.
Okay. So Finn guides the rock fiend inward. And as you come past, you draw Dragon Maru and go for a swipe against Joggernath.
I have to remember what my modifier is, so Morgan can see I've already rolled not great. But,
oh no, buddy!
That's a 19.
That'll hit.
I have a plus 10 with Dragon Maru. And he needs to make a wisdom save as I do a goading attack.
Okay. That's not his sheet.
Got plus 10 though. Nice.
Where am I?
That is a 27.
So that succeeds. That's a pretty high wisdom for this guy who's not supposed to be. Well, Chad isn't smart either.
It's probably that second face.
Okay, that's pretty good damage.
Go instinct.
So yeah, there's no effect from that goading attack. Here, I'm gonna set those aside as the first attack. Gonna try a second attack.
Okay.
Are you jumping off said bird?
That's only a 15 to hit.
That'll miss.
Okay, and trying the third attack. 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, if he got a 27 on a wisdom save, he's probably gonna beat any of my other wisdom saves. Trying to.
And
for now, I'll go
20. He may have rolled a 20.
I don't think he did.
Yeah.
I think he rolled a 17.
I'll try.
I think he rolled a 18.
Another wisdom save, please.
He rolled a 7.
It's another 27.
Okay.
Roll the exact same thing again. What that is, you don't know, but I rolled it again.
Okay, well, I've been rolling pretty good damage, and at least with goading attack, he takes extra damage.
Okay.
So that is going to be...
He doesn't have disadvantage on any of those saves, does he? No, he just has the disadvantage on, like, attacks against you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know.
And Chad has advantage on any saves he's got to do against.
Yes.
Okay.
Charming.
I'll just put the spell
put it
up
in there.
just-
But go ahead and give me that damage.
So that's... The first hit was 22. 24.
Okay.
And then the second hit was also 24. So
Oh,
48
yeah.
slashing damage total.
Nice. You do, with each strike, as you hit him, for the first one you take 6 damage, which would be 6 fire damage, which would be reduced to 3.
Yep.
And the second one, it's 9 reduced to 4.
Okay, so 7 total on me.
Yeah,
Is that from being nearby,
Splashback.
or is there?
it's splashback from the.
Oh,
Okay.
the lava.
Yep.
Mike?
Yeah, that's gonna be it for Chad.
Okay. That will. No, we don't have turnovers anymore. I just fell back into that. Who goes next?
Yeah.
So Chad, you're currently like swooped in. We're picking up like immediate race with Chad having done his 2 attacks. You guys are still pretty close, Finn. You feel that heat coming off with each of the strikes that Chad levies against him. Who's taking the next
I
action?
might as well have the Rock and Finn just finish off
Yeah,
the
that's
melee
fine.
version.
Yeah.
And if Chad's staying on, the bird's flying the fuck away after this. So this first one is Finn trying to stabby stab.
Okay.
It's a 12.
Nope.
Cool. I did not want to hit. Because that would hurt me. And this next one is the bird trying to claw him. 20.
That'll hit.
Okay, so now it's roll a 1d10 plus 3. 12 damage.
Nice. All right.
Nice.
12 points of damage from the Rock Fiend. It takes 7 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Do they have resistance?
They do not.
Oh. Good to know.
And then the Rock Fiend's gonna fly away. Is he trying to hit? He can't hit me, I know that much. Because I attempted to hit him with the sword, and I can run away without.
Yeah. This gets to be.
He can fuck the bird and Chad for all I can.
But he can't hit you specifically.
He's not allowed to go for me.
I think he is going to go for the biggest thing. I think he is going to go for the bird.
Chad.
No, he's going to go for the Rock Fiend with a Molten Slam.
Oh, that sounds dangerous.
That's a 15 to hit, which will hit the creature. That's going to be 15 bludgeoning and 19 fire.
So what's that?
34
24.
It's all about
34
foul
total.
there.
And
No.
the Rock Fiend is on fire.
The back of it, though, like the back of it's on fire.
Yeah, it just has fire coming up, which means it's going to take damage at the start of each turn unless
cool.
somebody puts it out as their action. Or it uses itself.
And then I'm just gonna turn around and shoot him with my bonus action with my gun.
Okay.
Then I'll pull out my gun. And come on. 17.
17 will not hit.
Screw it. Legend points. I want to hit this dude.
Okay.
Oh,
19.
Will hit.
Okay. Oh yeah. 19.
oh man.
Do we have 18 hits?
Are we still within 5 feet of it? I'll say yes. I'll turn and shoot.
No, you're not within 5 feet of it anymore. Because you disengage. You moved away. You're already out of its range.
Hold on. One of these is. Damn it! I get sneak attack on this thing.
Right, there was
okay.
Swashbuckler though.
Yeah, I've got to be within 5 feet of it and no one around.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That's still 15 piercing as I run away.
I'm sure someone will run it eventually. Okay, 15 points of piercing damage to him. All right. These are big hits, boys.
I got... well, I won't ask this question because I'm going to do the same thing no matter what.
Okay.
Okay, so, yeah, Kagan's going to fly in. His eyes kind of go red as he goes into a frenzied rage. He pulls the rock down, goes for a couple swipes. Oh, and I just ripped out my headphones. Once again, I do that all the time. I need wireless headphones so badly. Okay, so swing 1 with Spinebreaker is a miss. Mm-hmm. Swing 2 is a miss. I should have done recklessly. Can that be for my reckless for the first?
I'll say that can be your first attack. Then
okay, cool. All right. And then a 28 for my second attack. Okay. And if it's okay, I know you're controlling the rocks, but is it okay if we have the rock either disengage or just dodge? And I'll just the one I'm riding on.
Oh yeah, because you're riding on one. Yeah, you can say it disengages to.
Yeah.
Or dodge.
I'll just keep track of health.
Cool. Yeah,
and if you want it to attack,
so you're going for like a strafing attack against it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
So here's what I'm gonna say, and I'll give this to everybody.
I know it can probably hit me too. But,
well, here's what I'm gonna say: if the mount disengages, then nobody on it gets an opportunity attack. When Finn disengaged on the mount, it's not enough to give the mount the ability to.
Okay, cool. Well, then until I say otherwise, the mount's just gonna disengage. I don't know that the damage is worth risking losing the mount. For the mobility.
Sure.
So I do kind of dirty damage, but 11.
Okay. And you do take 10 points of fire damage.
Okay. Reduced to 5. But I'm rolling. Let me get a thing so I can roll this in the open. I'll do a macro for this in a second, but I'll just do it manually right now. Okay. So the hide holds true for now.
Okay. All right. So that's Kagan and Kagan's mount. And then we have Chad took his turn, Finn took his, so we have Hilda, Azon, and Matthias.
Okay.
Azon's a little far out to be able to do anything right now, and he kind of is looking at you, Hilda, for like, what do you want to do?
Okay. Okay. Would get Matthias onto our rock. Our rocky friends, and then Hilda would direct want to take it down so she can hop on one of the elks.
Okay, so you're gonna try to get in with the elks. I assume, are the elks moving in to charge at the thing, or are they?
No, I think they're gonna hold off until it's not in lava.
Okay.
I don't think they want to run into the lava.
Okay.
But yeah, I would like to hop. Hilda would like to hop on too. And I can write that around, and then Azon and...
So my NPCs get to stay on one of the things. Perfect. I could just do this with them.
Do you want to?
No, that's actually really good, because I could just have them like in their little
have them do their thing. That's what I was thinking.
They're both ranged, so that'll be...
okay.
That'll be good.
But Hilda will get off so she can get closer.
Okay.
See... I should have checked the distance on this. It is... I can only do it to myself? Why did I pick up this spell? I thought I could cast Blur on other people.
Oh.
Shoot! Okay.
Do you want a second to think, and I'll have Matthias and Azon take their turns?
Just give me a sec.
Okay. They're gonna keep it easy. No one's taken a ton of damage yet, so
I've
Matthias...
taken a little bit, but not a ton, no.
I think, actually, this would be good, because Matthias can use his bonus action. He's just gonna use a bonus action to send 2 of his healing light in your direction. Chad, which is gonna be 2d6.
Okay.
Which will be 7 points.
That's how much I took.
Perfect.
Hey,
all right. Brings you perfectly back up to full. And then he's going to use his action to shoot some Eldritch Blasts at the guy who's been capturing him, or who's been keeping him captive. So we're just going to do those real quick. 23, 26, 25.
Get him, Matthias!
Holy
get him!
fuck, Matthias. All right.
Oh.
17
really wants to protect him.
24
warlock. I'm
26 damage. And then
yeah.
Azon is gonna just throw some through daggers. He won't be able to get sneak attack. That's a 20 and a 19.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
That for 6 points of piercing damage. Alright, so they both take their turns. Just a barrage of daggers and Eldritch Blast being fired down from this rock that is like just circling around.
Finn, how much health does our rock have right now?
It's on half, okay?
Okay, so I am actually going to action surge to put out the fire on ours.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
It wouldn't have been that much damage.
That's awesome.
I mean, I want to, like Ryan was saying, and now that we know, we can just have it disengage.
Yeah, now I know that.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
what we needed to know, you to figure out what you did, so
Yeah.
I would try what I did. So it's part of the scientific process.
Yeah.
Action surge to put it out.
Okay.
We stand on the shoulders of giants.
Which one's the pregnant one? Which one's going to give us that third one when it does?
They spawn like slimes, actually. Once they fall, they like split into two. And they
The smaller versions.
Oh.
All right,
But
so
now-
Hilda, you're the last one up, and then
Yes,
Gina's.
okay, Gina's are gonna hold their turn.
Okay.
They're just not gonna attack yet. But will spur on one of them to get closer to the Juggernaut. I'm gonna try to cast Blindness Deafness on it.
All right.
I don't think it's gonna work, but we're gonna try it. It has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Can you change?
I don't know if I want to change it yet. Save that for a
Okay.
minute.
You want to go with the Constitution save for this first
Yeah,
one?
Constitution save.
All right, that's a 17.
What is my? It's only 15. Okay, so that doesn't work.
All right. Yeah, it does succeed on that. Doesn't seem to have. You see the blackness kind of forming around the head, and it kind of trying to seep in through the cracks, and just like gout of flame that blasts the magical energy away.
Okay, and I will ask you a question in a bit.
Okay. Yeah, think about that. I think so. They're heading back. So I think that's everybody. So I think it's Juggernaut's turn then.
When did the elves go?
They're hanging back for right
Until
now.
he's out of lava.
So first thing is on the start of his turn, as he's standing in the lava,
Uh-oh.
you watch the lava, like the flames kind of seep up through the cracks and run through his body in this pulse. And he is going to heal.
God, we gotta get him out of there.
From that.
Is it 5 less because we're in this area and healing?
No. And then he sees everyone has kind of scattered away. So he holds up his hand, and he's kind of has this, like, you see this, like, shifting form. The fists actually kind of condense into each other, and the fingers kind of disappear, forming just these, like, one singular long appendage, and he kind of points them outwards, and then, poof, you see a blast of rock shoot out from the fist, kind of like with this jettison of flame, this half-molten piece of stone, and he's going to fire it. Well, you guys have these flying things that are much easier to hit. I think he wants to take those out. Seeing.
Fucking Mega Man blasting us?
Yeah, he is doing
Bullshit.
a Mega Man blast against you.
Oh, Mega
And so he's going to do 3 of these attacks.
Oh, that's convenient.
One at each of them.
Excuse me, voice in the sky. You did not give me the dexterity of the birds.
Or is it just an AC?
No, this is an AC thing.
Oh, they're dead. They're dead so quick.
So that's it. I'm going to do these. The first one's going to be with the NPCs because I already rolled it, and I'll punish them first. So that's going to be a 22 to hit against them for
Misses.
12 bludgeoning and 19 fire. Can someone else keep track of the AC, of the hit points for that one, if
I've
you don't
got
mind? Okay. So
19, what, 20,
12,
31.
yeah, 31 points of damage. And then the second one will be against the one that Chad and...
Okay, the one we just put out.
Yeah. This does not light them on fire. They're not.
Okay.
They're not catching on fire for it. But it is a 31 to hit.
Misses.
Which will be 24 bludgeoning and 13 fire, so 37 points of damage.
He is
What
still
can I
up.
have surged now?
If you hadn't surged, you'd probably be dead.
And the
We're
last
on
one is going
7.
to be the one that Kagan is on.
Okay.
That's a 26 to hit.
Okay, is this like a plus 100 to hit or something?
Nope.
I only got 13 AC. Like, even if it's plus 10, you gotta roll a 2 or less.
That's 13 bludgeoning and 9 fire, so 22
24.
points of damage to yours.
All right.
All right.
All right, Darlene.
So that's something, as you learn that he does have range, you can consider that in future turns if you guys want to keep these things alive. So that's going to end his turn. He makes the 3 attacks. Okay, yeah, that's all he's got for now, because no one else is in range. And that goes us back to the start of the round. At the start of the round, there is a lair activity.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And let me see if any of these are actually going to work on you, because everyone's either in the air or not on the
There's
ground.
Gina and Rena.
So I think what happens...
I'm on the ground and I'm at least within 30 feet of them to have tried to cast Blindness Deafness.
Oh, okay. Good to know. So there is a trembling as this the ground begins to quake. I need both Gina's and... Well, just both Gina's, because you're riding on them to make dexterity saving throws.
Okay. Alright, I'm on the box one. Oh, that's a natural 20 for what
Nice.
I'm on. It was like cocked. What are we doing?
Yeah.
10. Okay.
10 plus something.
I'm so sad it was cocked because it was 2 20s. You said Dex?
Yeah, dex.
So 13.
Okay. That Gina falls prone.
Okay.
The other one's fine.
Okay.
Well, at least you didn't get crushed by a Gina.
Yeah. Okay. Pro. Got it.
Yeah.
Do these Ginas have that new MTG style the other one scored?
Yeah.
New decorations.
Yes.
All right. This is
They do
gonna.
absorb their souls.
That brings it to your guys' group turn. So what do you do?
How's our rock looking, Ben?
It looks like it's gonna break down. Like if it had an engine, there'd be black smoke puffing out of it right now. It's probably.
So maybe we should have it land and let us hop off, and it can go sit against the wall. It got hurt in gym class and has to sit out the rest of the activity.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Pretty
you're.
certain it's. Yeah,
you got-
it's fucked.
Okay.
All right,
You
I
guys.
think Kagan is going to yell out. Also, it's going to be kind of dismounting the rock at the same time and just like yelling at the. Do the rocks kind of understand any commands at all?
Yeah, I'd say probably like simple commands.
I want it to fetch the chains that are hanging from, like that are like where I know there are all the cages and stuff. I want like if we could send a couple rocks to grab a chain and like or pull a couple chains and like collect them.
Okay.
And then maybe we can like tie them up to the Ginas, and then they can clothesline the thing and kind of like try to push it out of. This is the beginning of a plan.
Oh yeah. No, I like it. I'm digging it. Yeah, you guys.
Animals into doing this side objective.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got 2 rocks that are doing.
Yeah,
If you guys want
Kagan
to,
leaps off onto the demon while like says that and then jumps off onto the demon.
Okay, so what I'll say, let's deal with the rock thing first, and we'll get to your guys' individual turns. Because you guys, 2 of them have been dismounted. Do you want that? Your NPCs will dismount from theirs too. If you guys want that third one, getting it on this action, it's up to you.
We should keep that one flying.
Yeah, let's have the NPCs stay mobile in the air.
They're gonna have that one take the dodge action then, so that hopefully it'll maybe avoid a second blast.
I don't know. Stay on this rock and just be prepared to jump off if needed.
Okay, but that rock.
I'm just doing ranged. Like,
Yeah, so that rock with Finn on it heads out of the immediate danger zone of the central battlefield here, and begins to grab the chains. I'm gonna have those 2 make just strength checks for me.
I don't know their strength.
I don't either. Hold on, let me just roll.
Plus 20.
We're gonna say it's a
There
plus.
are-
It's not
You-
Finn's strength. I know
You
that
said they
much.
were huge,
Yeah.
right? So
My guess would be like an 18, so we'll say a plus 4 on those.
would it be with advantage if they're huge creatures? Depending on what they're doing, like if they're doing.
They're
it
trying
on,
to
like,
pull
a
the chains
smaller-
free. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd allow
so-
that. Yeah, we'll give them advantage. You have convinced me.
Okay. So rolling the 1d20 plus 4 times. 2 for the first bird, which I'm on.
Yeah.
2 for the next.
Yeah.
Okay, our bird is dying, so give it a break.
Okay, so it gets a 17.
Mm-hmm. Kagan's bed is
Worse, and it's not dying.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one is a 14. I'll say the 17 easily pulls one of the chains free. The other one is working on it, but it's probably gonna take a little more effort. The chain is groaning and bending, and it's coming loose. It's just they're anchored a little bit too firm. Cool. But those have done their thing. What is everybody else doing?
Is the other chain cage thing just stuck on something?
Yeah, it's like it's anchored into the stone by like this. Like
so if I shot the anchor,
then that would break it free. Yeah.
Okay. Then I might as well just shoot the anchor.
Okay, do that. Make an attack roll.
That's awesome.
22.
Perfect. I'm not even gonna roll damage. That's
No.
Okay, fine. 16 points of piercing damage. I think that's enough.
That was just it. That's just what you need.
That's exactly what it needed. That's 16 hit points. Very close. So anyway,
I forgot the sneak attack damage. Damn it.
Yeah, it was surprised by this. Anyway, so as your rock is sort of pulling against it, flapping its wings, you lean up, kind of gripping, holding yourself in the saddle with your powerful thighs, and then leaning over.
Leave my 6 strength alone.
If you hadn't laughed, I might have been able to keep a straight face doing that. Firing the shot, the chain breaks. The rock kind of lurches back a little bit, but maintains its altitude. And both of these now have these long, like 40-foot lengths of chain.
I think Finn would have a better chance of staying on there if he was standing on it, because his strength's not good.
Sure. All right, cool. So that's Finn's turn. That was your action to fire it. If you have a bonus action, you can think on that. But does somebody else anything you want to do like immediately?
Before Kagan goes,
okay.
Do you want to be hasted, my dude?
I don't. What does that benefit me?
Here, let me click it. It like ups your AC and like gives you like another action to do it.
I think it's asking what level you're casting at.
Oh, where is it asking?
Oh, there it goes.
So,
no, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, +2 bonus to AC, advantage on dex saving throws. You had additional action you can use to make an attack or to dash, disengage, hide.
That will, yeah. I mean, that'll help for sure.
But once it ends, you are stunned for a turn.
Yeah. So that's
that's okay. I mean, well. I mean, once it ends, that means like if she loses concentration, I get stunned.
Yes.
Oh, that's fine. Well, I mean, as long as long as one of you hits me while I'm stunned, it's okay. I just gotta keep the rage going. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So
this was in the planning session before the fight.
Exactly. We talked about this in the Lehman's side.
If ever I just stop moving, just slap me.
Just slap me in my tush. So, alright.
Smack. Okay, so then as Hilda is like riding past on this giant elk is gonna pull out one of her bells, and yeah, Kagan feels quicker than before.
Picturing like a dinner bell just running by. Dinner's ready.
Get up.
All right.
Perfect.
So
is gonna kind of direct the elk to get sort of a little bit further away.
All right.
So as earlier when leaping from the rock, I land on this thing. Mm-hmm. Does it burn me immediately when I touch it?
No, it does. It is not immediately.
Okay. All right.
There is like a cooler outer crust of rock on this creature. You kind of feel it shifting almost under your feet a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, it doesn't immediately burn you.
Okay. For flavor, I'm gonna start chipping away at one of its arms, like around the shoulder, trying to like chop it up for flavor.
Sure.
So recklessly, because this is stupid. So I'm gonna do 4 attacks.
Okay.
With the haste.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Rolled really badly. Only hit once.
Yeah.
And I rolled bad damage too.
Oh my God.
So 11 damage.
Okay.
So this is next round though. Next round, this is gonna be real good because I'm getting the turds out now.
It's gonna be all nat 20s. all the way down. All right. So yeah, you just stay on top of it. I think it takes you a second to get your balance on it, and first couples just don't make the impact because you're cutting through rock or stone right now, and then that last one you get a solid chunk hit, and you as you rip it free, and you get this trail of lava coming off of it. You do take 3 points of fire damage, reduced to 1.
Okay.
And
that was a 2, but I wouldn't want to do the.
Yeah, I mean, I trust you on that.
Okay.
So, all right, that's Kagan's turn. Chad, you're on the ground. Hilda, charge. You did your cast. So, Chad, I think you're the only one that hasn't done anything yet.
Is he close enough to the shore that I could hit him with Dragon Maru? Or...
Yeah. He's big boy, taking up most of the stream here.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up to the shoreline and try and hit him a couple times.
Okay.
That's 25 to hit.
Hits.
Second attack. 21 to hit.
Hits.
And 23 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna do any maneuvers this turn.
Okay, roll that sweet damage.
Okay, one of those is a 2, so I get to re-roll that.
Okay.
That was another 2, and I think I have to take the second roll.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. But so that is going to be 30 points of slashing damage across all 3 attacks.
Okay. 30. All right. I was like, for one attack with a 2? Jeez. Okay. That 30 points of damage for those as you hack into this leg 3 times. You do take 17 reduced to half, 8 points of damage. With the gouts of flame coming off with your tiefling infernal nature is not as detrimental to you as it would be to others. Perfect. I'm gonna have the NPCs take their turns as they are strafing around. I think their rock is looking a bit injured.
Their rock is still got 54.
Okay, Matthias will wait then. He's kind of, his anger is coming through. So he's gonna shoot 3 more Eldritch Blasts at the big dude.
The 2 rocks which pulled the chains out, would they have ever gotten close enough for me to jump to a healthier version?
Yeah, I think you can jump to the healthier one if you want to.
Cool, because I'm thinking, this one's gonna die.
Alright. Matthias misses with 2 of them. The rock kind of flailing underneath after getting hit by that massive boulder. And then Azon is going to make his attack, and there are people within melee, so he might get a sneak attack. First one misses. Second one misses. All right, never mind. So he throws 2 daggers, both of them clanking off the rock, the rocky hide of this archfiend. I think that's it. Any of the elks doing any attacks?
Yeah, I'm gonna another one attack.
I'm gonna stand up. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any chains on the ground?
Not yet.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why this thing has fallen down like 7 times today.
Alright, so that is, what is it supposed to hit? Oh, okay, 22.
It hits.
As it sort of
Charges in.
rams.
Yeah. It has half its movement speed, so did it get enough to do its charge attack?
So it can still do a ram, I think. It doesn't have to do the charge.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
yeah,
no,
I
I
was
just mean like,
yeah.
did it get the charge? Did it get an opportunity to
It
do the
needs to
charge?
move at least 20 feet straight towards the target.
With its speed, it could do that.
Okay, so it would leave it
Yeah,
right
it's
next to
60
it,
feet.
but it could do the charge attack. So you get that extra damage.
It's around and then goes towards it. Okay, so then 2d6. The bludgeoning. That's 8. Okay, that's another 2d6.
quick question while they're rolling damage. Hexblade Curse not spell-wise, isn't a concentration spell per se.
No.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so it's 13 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, so it wouldn't affect any concentrations, I don't think. 15 bludgeoning?
13.
13 bludgeoning. Okay.
And it
The
needs
elk
to
is
make-
going to take... Oh, fuck.
It's probably going to succeed, but it does need to make a strength
Oh
save.
my gosh, what if it did it? Okay, it has to make a strength save.
Well, I just did something terrible and accidentally reset its health to
Oh dear.
13 rather than... hold on, if I do control...
Yeah, it has 13 health.
Yeah, we just hit it really hard.
Yay.
No. Fuck. Alright, I'm just going to take an educated guess in your guys' favor of where it is currently at right now.
I know, I did 78 damage to it
Yeah.
across 2 turns.
Dang.
I think I did more damage to the stone. Yep, I did more damage to the stone than I did him.
And it reset what I had said is his total. I think he was at this amount.
How much? Sorry, I missed that.
Not telling you.
Oh yeah, my bonus action would have been Hexblade cursing this dude because I had a spare bonus action.
Okay. Yeah, it looks about right. Okay, so he is Hexblade curseted. Perfect. I'll put that there.
Okay.
You did 13
and then
damage.
just for funsies, it has to make a saving throw.
Strength save?
Strength save.
All right.
You're knocked prone.
Knocked prone. He's not immune to prone, so we'll see. Wouldn't that be funny? No, it's a 33.
Okay. Oh man, it just saves.
It just poof. It said Gina Arena, which I want, does take 3 points of fire damage from that attack.
If it fell to the ground, I just picture that Family Guy. It's like,
All right. I think that's all of you have done everything.
Yes.
Okay.
yo.
It's gonna hurt.
It's going to be Juggernaut's turn then. Now, Hilda, I have a question for you. When you said you were charging past, are you closer to Juggernaut now, or were you charging away? Because you were within 30 feet last time.
Yes, I was. Well, I would have had to be within 30 feet of
Kagan, who is on
Kagan,
the...
no.
Yeah.
So however close I had to get,
You had
and
to
then
get
the
within
elk
30
speed
feet.
is 30.
Yeah.
Is 60. So I'm still pretty close to that sucker.
Okay. Well, what happens then isn't going to go great.
Rip.
What happens right now is Juggernaut, you see that heat, the cracks and stuff go dull for a moment, and then begin to grow, and you feel this heat kind of building from inside Kagan. You feel this rumbling within, and then there is a crack, and then a bursting, and you see this wave of fire that comes like doming out from him in every direction. I need everyone within 30 feet of him to make a Constitution. Let me make sure that's right. Constitution saving throw.
Okay, taking
Cool.
I think
rocks
Finn,
are
you're
gonna
okay. The
change.
rocks are okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's gonna
I
be
just don't know how
both.
far away those change.
Yeah.
26 for me.
I want to use my legend point on a nat 1.
Oh,
Okay.
you got
What did Kagan
Don't
get?
you have Indomitable?
26.
Oh, yeah, I
26.
have Indomitable, so let me try one of those.
Okay.
Try Indomitable. I'm gonna use my legend point though.
Yeah. I forget if I have to take the second Indomitable.
I don't remember. Can't be worse.
No, let's see.
What's worse than that one?
Oh no, this is a -2.
Roll. Okay.
Damn these new die.
Okay. That's an 18.
All right. Who rolled a less than a 21? What about
And
the
the two
Ginas?
Genas.
Oh, I forgot to roll for the Gina's. Okay, Gina. One.
This plan's gonna fall apart real quick.
Two. Okay. Let's see what Gina's name.
Right, I have no idea what you want done with this chain now, so you just.
Well,
take it.
maybe we can still use the rocks.
Oh,
The
yeah.
rocks are huge, and they should have some weight to them. So
Yeah.
Both Gina's fail too.
Okay. Everyone that fails takes 53 points of fire damage.
Ah! Okay.
Half if you succeeded,
Oh, poo.
half of we succeeded.
and then half again if you're resistant.
Okay, so
So half of 53 is going to be 26 for this purposes. So Chad takes 26.
I'll
Kagan, you
take
take
26.
you take
So, but half.
13 because you're
I'll take 13.
yeah. Both of the elks take 53.
they're both gone.
They're
Okay.
gone.
Hilda,
Gone.
you take
Ouch.
53.
And have to, I don't know if you can beat that.
That's it'd be a DC 26 Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration.
There's no way. I'm gonna roll it just cause, but let's see.
It is a natural 20.
It is a natural 20.
That's only a 24.
I'm gonna give it to you because you rolled a natural 20.
No,
that's really good. I'm just gonna give it to you because that's.
Because
it's
why
really
you
good.
failed the Constitution was to make sure.
So-
That, I mean, I was sitting here with myself like, the only way you could do it is a natural 20. Like, I'll give it to you on that. I don't normally count those as auto successes, but that's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, so we have it for one more turn, at least.
At least.
That
As that
hurt.
happens and that fire wave, he kind of like cools back down. That's all he does this turn. But that is Juggernaut's turn.
Oof.
Okay.
I kind of want the NPC rock to go pick up Hilda.
Oh my gosh, yes, please. I forgot to ask the question for the spell failure.
You did. Okay.
Can I know what the creature's current hit points are, please?
Current hit points.
13. You heard that earlier.
I'm trying to decide if I give you its effect. Yeah, I'm gonna give you its effective hit points with both. So 671.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah. I think. No, we should keep these rocks alive just in case this doesn't go out well. But I think we can.
One of them looks like a plucked chicken right now with like 2 feathers in it.
All right, I'm just gonna start this up real quick and hammer away. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I rolled a
All
21,
hit.
25. Okay, all right, great. So I'm just gonna click them all and then I'll add them all.
Oh, buddy.
All right, I'm overwhelmed by these numbers. Okay, all right, so I'm just gonna do them in
I need
groups,
a graphing
okay?
calculator. Okay.
All right, so 16,
okay.
18.
Oh, hold on, this thing just glitched on me. All right, 16 minus 18.
It's that number.
62.
Well,
Oh, I've already done the first two. So
or
just-
16, then 16, Sean,
Okay.
and then 12.
And what was that total then?
62.
total.
62. Whew, buddy.
So if it had 670, it should
It's
have,
got
like,
409 right now, or the 609 right now.
Yeah, cool. All right. I did say.
What did? Yeah, you did
I
say
did.
you took
I
like 60
said
damage,
I'm gonna
but-
do 60 damage next. All right.
Yes.
So I'm assuming I'm gonna
lied,
take
you
a lot
did
of fire
60
damage from this,
total.
though.
Yeah, that's gonna be 4. Did you do the roll for the last fire damage you took?
Yeah. I rolled a 4.
So that's gonna be a.
Well, actually, wait, I gotta roll this each time, don't I?
Yeah,
So
go
let me
ahead
just roll
and-
it 4 times.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4. So
You're good. So that would be 7 plus 12, 14 reduced to 7 points of damage.
Is that all of them, or just one?
Yeah, that's all 4. I rolled 2 1s on the last 2.
All right. Woo. Okay. I'll take that trade.
Yeah.
7 damage for 62. Okay, cool. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Just chopping away at that shoulder.
All right. Okay. That's Kagan. Who's next?
Is Hilda doing a spell that requires a
I'm
save?
just-
I mean,
she's
I'm
trying
pulling
to heal it.
concentration on
Yeah,
haste
but-
right now. And was going to shoot. I don't know what I'm doing. Why do you ask?
Because I could do the thing which can potentially make me have to reduce it by D4, or I can do the new Unearthed Arcana cunning
Okay.
action.
No, I think this round she's gonna do something to protect herself because that was a
Okay.
lot of damage at once.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have an
I'll let you
NPC rock come down to pick up
Okay.
Hilda if he's after a way out. Like if she's like drowning
Yeah.
in the ocean and you gotta wave one arm, like
Go
No.
signal I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, not too bad yet. But yeah,
Okay.
she's gonna cast Fire Shield.
Fire shield. Okay.
Spell she just learned. As she sort of like pulls out the spell, these sort of like sort of blue flames. Sort of. Am I doing this right? One gives you warm and one gives you cold. Yes, I'm doing the cold. No.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
you want the cold one.
I want
So
the
you
cold
miss-
one, which gives me resistance to fire. So sort of like these blue flames sort of come off.
Okay. Nice.
And then as
I feel like
bonus-
sorry.
as a bonus, she would like to inspire Chad.
With the fire show, I'm thinking like Dumb and Dumber. It's like you've had extra gloves this whole time.
By the way, I forgot to do his healing on the last turn, so he has 20 hit points up where he was before.
You said all he did was this.
Well, yeah, that sort of is a passive thing.
All right. Okay. We gotta get him out of lava.
Question.
Yeah.
If the birds move, that doesn't count as my movement, does it? As long as I'm not jumping to another bird. I don't know.
No,
what you want
I'm
these
not gonna
birds
worry
to
about it.
do.
Yeah, just whatever you gotta
So
do.
Ryan, what do you want these birds to do now they have a chain?
So, I mean, the idea would be to like try to clothesline it or something, and like have it like tip it over to one side of the river, and try to
pull it
and
out
then
of the river.
if we can just like knock it prone, maybe like, and then, or I don't think they'll be able to pull it out on this turn, but maybe we can like then within a couple turns maybe pull it out. I feel like if we can get it out of the lava, it's going to lose a lot of its efficacy.
Okay, so you want them to get behind it and try and push it out of the lava.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then let's have them try that.
All right. So each one of them has a chain in hand, and you give them a command. I'm just gonna have Finn, because Finn's the one that's I think doing this right now. I'm just gonna have you make an animal handling check.
Oh shit. Hey, that's still a 1. Okay, it could be worse. It could be in athletics.
That's true.
I
I don't think any of us are good at that.
Yeah, the one person
Jules
who
is.
is in the stone.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I'll say.
That's 2 digits. 2 digits. Hey.
Here's what I'll say with the 10, because it's as mediocre as it gets. You
can get more mediocre if you want.
You can. Each one has the chain in hand, and I think it's gonna take. I would say you can either use your action to like physically get this in movement or in kind of in motion, have them do this, or it's gonna take another turn to get there. So Finn, do you want to? You haven't taken your action yet, I don't think. Have you? Okay.
No.
You can use your action to set this up, and then they'll be able to act this turn and give it an attempt, or it's gonna take a little bit for the two of them to figure out what it is that you're trying to ask for them to do.
They don't look that strong.
They're pretty strong, and they're both huge creatures, so the two of them together are gonna have a easier time
Okay.
than...
I will use my action then. You fucking bird, you better do this, or else I'm gonna shoot you.
Okay.
I'll shoot you right now.
So, yeah, you pull the chains across, and each one taking one chain in hand, like one of the two chains, and kind of
I'm
binding
gonna
them together.
tightrope walk out to the middle of it and just aim.
Yeah. Spider-Man just holding one from each.
Friggin' Legolas in a Spider-Man costume.
I'm not thinking walking out, just get into eye height of this guy and just aim my gun at him.
Okay, and then the rocks are going
healthy.
to attempt to pull it out. So what I'm going to have, since they're both working in tandem, it's going to be like one helping the other. Essentially, it's going to negate the disadvantage that they would have because this thing's so big. So they can make a strength check.
Probably not going to be able to do it, but I'll be able to help him out with my rage.
19.
Ooh,
19.
That's not,
Okay.
That's not bad for them.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to contest it against this. Just a strength check from him.
So 34.
It's not that good. That is a 21 from him.
Just
that's pretty
barely.
Close. So they do
nice.
They do kind of wrap him up and begin to sort of pull him to the side. It's getting him off balance. I'd say they're kind of holding. He's holding his own. He hasn't been knocked prone yet. So Juggernaut is still up, kind of pushed to the edge of one side of the river with this chain kind of under the arms pulling across.
Okay.
Okay, so that's both of their turns. The elks are dead. Kagan took his turn. Chad, I don't think you've gone yet.
Well, let me roll attacks first to see if I hit. Although I am going to bonus action Radiant Smite. Or Branding Smite, whichever one it is, that I do extra radiant damage.
Okay, not the fire one.
Correct.
I think branding's fire. If I recall.
Let's see, the two I have are Searing Smite and Branding Smite. One of them does Radiant.
I'm looking up searing.
Well, that first one, that's only a 15 to hit, but do I want to precision that? Yeah, let's try precision to add on to that.
Alright.
That's a 10, so that's now a 25 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, so let me
I was
set
wrong.
out my
It is-
damage dice.
Branding is the radiant one.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen Chad use some of the weapon charges on Dragon Mario.
It's been a while.
Something to consider, but for now, I think I do more DPS this way. But I would also like him to make another Wisdom save.
Okay.
We're going to try this again.
That's a 15.
I think that fails. Yeah, DC 16. He is frightened of me. As I glow with this radiant glow, he's now a scaredy boy.
Oh,
Okay.
man. I hope he runs out of the pool.
How long does that last for?
Here, let me put it in chat.
That's pretty good.
I hate to say this, Chad, but you have to run into the lava now.
Okay, to the end of your next turn. Cool.
Okay, let me make sure I'm keeping track of superiority die. I'm down to 2. Okay, but before he gets a chance to run away, no, it's not auto advantage because he's scared of me. I have to have other things for that. Or that's like other features. That one's not gonna hit. Well, I put it all into one hit.
All of the things.
Yeah. Or what is your inspiration?
It's a D8.
I'm not gonna use it yet.
Okay.
Okay.
8.
That's pretty good damage, though. So that is 16 slashing and 7 radiant damage.
Alright. That's 24.
Yes.
Now run into the lava so he runs out of the lava.
Oh no.
I could survive a turn in lava.
Galaxy brain, let's do this.
All right.
But yeah, that is
I love it.
all of my turn.
Perfect. I think is that everyone? Because Hilda went. And it's except
NPCs.
the NPCs. I'm getting there. Okay.
Come on!
So Matthias.
The two
is-
NPCs. It's a rogue warlock up there. It's like I'm up there.
I think they swooped down, and Matthias is going to jump off near where Hilda is,
Okay.
because you've taken a lot of damage.
I did. That really hurt.
I did forget about the healing nerf with the healing I gave Chad earlier, but I'm not gonna retcon that now. But that will take into effect for here. But he's gonna cast a Cure Wounds for you, the only level he can. So that's
20.
27 reduced to 22 points of healing.
Ooh. Okay.
That's a chunk.
Yeah.
Well
And then is anyone else taking
Celestial warlock?
He is.
This guy.
And
I can't
then
hear.
Chad's taken, I think, the next most amount here, so I think he will throw over, we'll say 4d6 from his healing light. So we'll bring it to that, and that'll be 17. Wow, that was a really good roll. Reduced to reduced to 5. So 12 points of healing to Chad.
Nice.
Almost to triple digits again.
Nice.
You have triple digits? That fire thing would have almost killed me. I'm only on 53. This is fucked.
That's all he can do for his action and bonus action. I think he is gonna run back a bit though, because he doesn't want to be within 30 feet of this guy. After
Wise.
seeing that, That'll end his turn. Azon will throw 2 daggers. He's going to stay on the Rock Fiend. And throws 2 daggers at Juggernaut. That's a hit. That's a 20. With sneak attack, if someone's within melee, I think. That'll be 14
Yeah,
points.
you got Kangan on him.
Yeah, 14 points of damage. Perfect. That ends their turn. Everybody else is done.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
All right. Back to Juggernaut's turn.
Who is scared of me?
Who is scared of you. At the start of the turn, he's going to roll a d6, see if he gets back his heat wave.
Nah, he doesn't.
Does not. Okay, so he's scared, which means he has disadvantage on attack rolls while you're within line of sight of him.
That's really useful.
Yeah, that is going to be really useful. Yeah, because I think given his nature, he is still going to try to attack and try to lash out, but he will be at disadvantage for these.
Or normal against me.
Everyone.
Or normal against you. Are you still on him right now?
So far I haven't get knocked off.
All right, yeah, he is going to try to hit you. He's going to make a molten slam attack, try to punch up.
Okay.
Does this mean if he misses, he hurts himself?
He rolls a natural. Okay, if he rolls a natural 1, I'm gonna say he punches himself. All right, I'll just put that out there.
Fire damage hits him, and it's just pain reacting.
That's not a natural 1. It is a 31, so I think that hits.
31 does hit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that bonus +2 to AC is not gonna help that much.
That's
there.
16 bludgeoning and 24 fire damage.
So 8 and 12.
Yes.
That's side.
And you are on fire now.
Okay. All right.
So that will only take effect at the start of your turns.
Okay.
He is going to make an attack at Chad as well at disadvantage.
Super disadvantage.
Double disadvantage.
Disadvantaged as he gets.
If I do get stunned, y'all, you don't have to hit me now. Don't worry, I'm on fire. It's okay.
Yeah, it's going to help you. That's with disadvantage as a 21.
That hits.
So that will be. Oh, one of them was a natural. The first one was a natural 20, so that would have been bad. I'm trying to take out the crit thing; it automatically rolls. I hate that. So it's 16 bludgeoning and 16 fire.
Okay, so 24 total. Fire is reduced.
Yeah, your fire is reduced. Yeah, so 24 total, and you are on fire as well.
Cool.
And for
it looks and by the way, it looks badass, Chad.
Yeah.
I've seen Chad be on fire before.
Yeah.
This time it's not so willingly.
It's like with radiant light, it looks like, oh my gosh, holy fuck.
The radiant would have gone out by now after I hit it.
And he is going to do another rock blast against the rock fiend that Azon is currently flying around on. Well, no, he's being pulled by one of the other ones. I think he wants to attack
pulled by
those.
2 of the other ones.
Yeah, I think he wants to attack one of those instead. Changed my mind.
Nah.
I'm going to pivot there. He's going to
The one I'm on.
Yeah, so we'll do the one you're on.
Yes.
And that's going to be a disadvantage, though.
Yeah.
So that's a 16.
That still hits.
That still hits.
The first thing.
Yeah.
Can I shield them?
Like with the shield spell?
Yeah.
Only it worked that way. No, it has to be it's yourself.
It's just yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm confused.
I am one with the bird.
That's gonna set a really bad precedent for me if we start letting you guys.
In front of it. It's like shit.
You start just riding around on Chad's shoulders, shielding him.
I can do it twice.
Yeah, no, it takes
okay.
damage. So that's gonna be.
It's the healthiest one we have so far.
Yeah,
so
it's 22 bludgeoning and 19 fire. So 41 points of damage.
That's still good. It's still good
almost dead though.
Nah, it's on 22. We have 7, 22, and 54.
So as long as they don't get attacked ever again.
I'm about to move to the one Azon's on, and then we're all good.
Are there like rock formations or pillars or things that the rock fiends can kind of gain cover from? As like first off to get like fulcrums and leverage, like pulling these chains, but also to like maybe give them some cover.
I'd say the ones that are pulling the chains probably can't get cover, but they could get close enough they could land on the ground or get somewhere else to try to get some leverage and pull. But and there are places that they could get to a little bit further away that they could get some cover from.
Okay, so those kinds of things are a little bit further away.
A little bit further off. Yeah, there's nothing.
We need to get them out of the lava before they can get to this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. That is all he's got though on his turn. So that'll bring it back to the start. And I forgot to do a lair action last turn, but we'll do one now. Juggernaut, there's this like pulse and this another like, kind of quake to the ground. However, this time from all the cracks in the ground, you see this ash come shooting up. This cloud forms at the base of this arena here. I need everyone to make Constitution saving throws. That is on the ground currently.
I'm surrounded by ash holes.
So I think Finn, you're okay.
Oh, I'm actually safe. Never mind.
I'm up on the
Kagan, yeah, you're fine.
I'm
you're
about
on,
30 feet up.
Yeah. So it's gonna be Chad and Hilda.
I'm the best equipped.
And Matthias. Oh, I forgot Matthias.
Does an 18 succeed?
18 does succeed.
Okay.
For the layer effect.
Let's see. The 22-3.
Oh, nice. Okay, you succeed too. Matthias does not succeed. The two of you close your eyes and you're able to like cover from the ash. You resist the blinded effect. Matthias is blinded for the next round.
Oh no.
All right.
But yeah, that's it. Now your collective turn.
All right.
Okay.
Yikes.
So we show.
We're having a combos.
So you said the rocks can do their thing, and I don't need any.
Yeah, let's go ahead and have the
aim.
Yeah, at this point, they're on autopilot. They'll keep trying to pull as long as they're... Okay. So let's go and have the rocks do their thing, because I feel like that'll affect a lot of turns if you're able to pull him out. I also forgot to heal him.
But it won't knock him prone, right? Because that'll fuck me over.
What's happening with them? Like, does it seem like something that I can help out with?
Yes. I'd say you could help out with that. If you use your action to try to also attempt to knock him prone. I'd let you make
I'm trying to think. I do a lot of damage. I'm trying to think.
Just let the birds do their thing.
Okay. We'll set them. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Give them a turn. Let's go and have them do their thing. I'll give. So, he's still frightened until the end of this turn.
Yes.
He's
at disadvantage on all ability checks right now. So yeah. So that's fine. So go and have them make their roll. So he's still at disadvantage for it.
Okay.
Okay. And it's just a plain.
A strength.
+4.
Yeah.
Or is it now advantage?
No, they don't have an advantage. Their disadvantage is canceled out because they're helping each other.
Yeah, no, they ain't doing anything. They decide to land on him.
I don't think he can roll that low. No, even with disadvantage. I'll see if he rolls a natural one actually. Well, I started to say
Did
that.
He really do that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because that's a natural one, which is a 9.
Yeah. So
you
don't have to stick with it.
No, I started to say it and gonna just fuck myself over. It's too cool not to let happen.
It is too cool.
I think the two rocks come flying forward, and he does like in this the frightful kind of is in sort of this panic, bestial, aggressive stance. Isn't really thinking about self-preservation. Is then yanked out of the lava and slams down with his back onto the land. You see the molten legs now, the lava kind of dripping off them, but he is prone on the ground on the land right now.
I like to think he kind of overcompensated strength-wise and then fucked himself up.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where he's at. Everybody take their turns and beat up on this.
Okay, I want. While it's down, I want to hold monster, but that's gonna end haste.
Wait until he does his attack.
Yeah, you could wait till he attacks his turn. Yeah. You'd still lose your next turn, but
so you'd lose a turn either way.
but you won't lose this current turn with him being
probably worth. I mean, if you can get that whole monster off, then it's way worth it. So
have your turn now. Swing your 4 times.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Let's go. Let's try it. I'm not doing reckless because he's prone. I'm just gonna. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 3 hits.
Yeah.
1 is a natural 20, and I also got. I don't know if the criticals.
The brutal critical.
I've got some brutal critical
Yeah.
stuff. I'm gonna do that one last.
Yeah. Do your regular ones first.
So a 13, a 11. Let's see if it's in there. Doesn't look like it, so I gotta roll some more.
Okay.
So they're. Oh, jeez, Louise. I rolled. I can't count right now. 28, but before the brutal critical.
Okay, and then you roll your damage die, your d12, two more d12, or just one more.
Just one more. Sorry,
okay.
I keep thinking I'm at 13th. I'm not. I'm 12th level. So plus.
Holy shit. Okay. So it's 24, 36, 37, 40 points of damage for that one attack.
Yeah.
Holy shit. All right.
Yeah. But I'll take that fire damage.
Yeah.
Unless he doesn't have the juice now that he's out of the river.
No, he still has that. That doesn't negate. There's some other things that come into play, but you guys haven't figured that out yet.
His belly.
So that'll be 12, 20. So it would be 25 reduced to 10. You take 10 points
reduced to 10. I hit him 3 times, right?
Yeah, 3 times. So roll
1, 2, 3.
Oh, so many 20s.
Jeez.
Yes, the skin is just still holding because I realized this guy doesn't have skin I can carve. So,
all right, perfect. So that's Kagan's turn as he just wallops on this dude. I think everyone else. Still
Also, I'm on fire, so I need to take that.
Yes.
Fire damage
You
too.
and Chad need to take.
I forgot about that.
I just stay on fire.
For Kagan, that's 5 reduced to 2. For Chad, that was 10 reduced to 5.
Why is it you just roll 19s and 20s?
You roll so well.
I roll a 2, and we got a 6 on our tripping.
I remember I rolled a bunch of turds in the very beginning, and now it's starting to
it's balanced out.
Swing back.
But I'm like, with my Hexblade, 19 counts as a crit, so I'd be like, I love this.
Perfect. Okay, so who's...
Before you hold person, I'm going to use my cantrip of Mind Sliver.
Okay.
It's like the cantrip version of Mind Spike.
Yeah, so that's one where he gets...
if he fails the save of the intelligence save, before the end of my next turn, the next saving throw it has to roll a d4 and take that off.
Okay. Ooh, that's
a
neat.
4.
Cool.
Okay, he's not the most brightest person. That's an
Does that be
save.
your saving throw DC, sir?
Oh, that is a 17 saving throw,
Yeah,
and he will also take 14 damage, 10 of it being psychic, 4 of it just being because he's a dick.
Dick damage. Okay, gotcha.
Someone else in this realm's like, you can just take 4 extra damage for that.
All right, so that will that's Finn's turn, and then he has to do a D4 on that. Okay, so
on the next saving throw, it does.
I assume that's setting up for Hilda to do.
Yes.
All right.
She's gonna like yell to King and be like, "I'm sorry about this. You better get out of there quick!" And is gonna start dressing on monster.
Is Kagan still on this thing, or has he hopped off?
Yeah,
No,
that's a
he's
good
still...
question. After you did your attacks, are you just staying there? Knowing that
yeah, I think he's well. After I think it fell off. Maybe I think he fell off with it and rolled off, like, and then like kind of ran back to it and was still hacking away at like the shoulder that he's been focused on.
Okay.
He doesn't want himself to be able to pull himself back into the.
Okay.
Okay. So as she's like sort of pulling out the bells and preparing to cast Hold Monster, our big friend needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay, so you're gonna change
sort of these like illusory sort of like chains and stuff, so he like thinks he's contained.
All right.
Can't move.
So that's gonna be an intelligence save.
I'm looking up.
Minus a D4.
Yeah, minus D4.
That brings it to a 10.
All right, so he is held, and as
That's huge.
That is huge. Kagan is now
Stunned.
Stunned.
So basically, fail strength and dex attacks against me have advantage, and I'm incapacitated.
Well, are you actually stunned, or is it just no movement, no action?
It is. Let me look.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the actual.
Till the spell ends.
When the spell ends.
The target can't move or take actions until after its next turn.
You're not actually stunned. You just can't move or take action.
You just.
Okay. So okay. All right. Well, all right.
So you'll miss out on the free round that everybody's about to get with the whole person.
Which is fine. Which is great. This is gonna be great.
I'll come over and give you a love tap to keep the rate going.
Oh, I'm on fire.
Oh yeah.
Still on fire.
So well, I should look up. Do I have to be attacked or just taking damage?
Take damage.
Yeah,
it's
take
just any form of
damage.
damage.
Okay, then yeah, y'all don't need to do anything.
You're good. All right.
Until Matthias it's like, oh man, you're on fire. Pats you out.
Yeah.
But then I will frenzy rage again and murder Matthias.
All right, so let's get through this. I think for this round, everyone's gone except for the NPCs and
I haven't gone yet.
Chad. Well, that's what I was saying. The NPCs and Chad haven't gone. So Chad, you go and do your thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna have them do their thing.
That's a natural 20.
Heck.
Yes.
So,
I think everything is a natural 20 against him. Yeah, everything's a crit now, right?
Oh,
is that?
It's just advantage.
He's paralyzed, so I think any hits a natural automatic crit.
You're right.
Okay, let's.
Wait.
Because paralyzed has the. I need to double check this because I'm. So paralyzed is incapacitated, and then I think incapacitated.
I don't think.
No.
I just read that it didn't say anything about.
So,
Paralyzed. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
Oh my god.
So any melee attacks are automatic crits.
Sneak attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, except it's only a 40.
Okay.
So yeah, Chad, you're just critting as long as you hit.
I'm gonna use Hilda's inspiration to bump up that 17 to something that hits.
Nice.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's now 22. So I have 2 crits.
Heck yeah.
Here, let's try.
I'm very glad that Kagan is out for this.
Ooh, and
Kagan comes back.
That's an 18.
18. 18 was the attack.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay, so that's gonna be 3 crits. So let me just roll all my d12s.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and start rolling. I think Azon is gonna come into. He sees what's happening and he's gonna run in and do some stabs.
Finn, do you think the rocks would be better served? Like, should we preserve the rocks or like just use them to the full capacity and have them like grapple?
Well, how much? They can't grapple. They can only slash.
You might want to be able to use them later to get out.
But okay, it all depends on the retaliation, fire damage. There's still 2 which I can attack with.
I don't think we should attack with them. I don't think it's worth attacking with them. I think they should either stay out of harm's way and get to cover, or grapple, and so we can keep this thing going. If we don't, they can't. They're not able to.
Nah, it's a glow attack.
Oh no, they could grapple.
Oh.
Are you ready for the damage?
Yes.
Yeah, give me the damage.
59 slashing damage.
Oof. All right, 59 points of slashing damage. Azon did his, and he hit with one of them and did 36 points on his. So those are some very big hits. Matthias is blinded, so he's not gonna make any attacks.
It's like, oh, are we winning?
Oh, I can't see.
He can, however, do a little more healing. Heal creature. He can't do that one because he has to be able to see him. So he is gonna do. Does anyone need to cure wounds? Let's see.
I could use one.
Yeah, I think Kagan's still above you at that. So yeah, I think he'll kind of stumble forward and try to slap a healing onto Chad.
But he hits the big guy instead.
And it hits the big guy and heals him instead. Okay, that'll be a second 5th level spell.
Right, Warlock.
Where are you, Christmas? All right, there we go.
I didn't realize he was a warlock. I really like this guy now.
That is 30 points of heal damage.
Ooh. Is that after the -5?
So 25.
I was almost at triple digits.
Almost.
Okay, so that ends his turn. Everyone's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's the big dude's turn, Joggernoth, who makes another save at the end of his turn.
Yes.
Now,
it's the
question-
intelligence save.
it's still an intelligence save the entire
I'm
length of the
pretty
spell.
sure. Let me click on the spell secrets thing, which is what we're using to do this.
Yeah, because I don't know for concentration if it stays the.
Also, did everyone who did melee attacks get fire damage back?
I don't know. It doesn't really say. I'm changing the saving throw.
Yeah, because this is the UA thing, or is this the?
Yes, this is from the
Yeah.
lore master wizard.
And you do this once per long rest.
Yes.
Or, okay.
For a short or long rest.
Yeah, that can change the saving throw.
Oof.
I can see if there's a thing for it. Like they
Sage
tweeted
advice.
about it. Sage advice.
Yeah, I don't. Let's do it this way. I'm just gonna do the intelligence save this time to see what happens. We're about to hit time, so we'll just do it this way, and I'll look it up later on because I don't wanna take that away from you. But I was like, it kind of makes sense if it's only a one-time thing.
Okay.
But I'll go ahead and do the intelligence save.
And Ryan said, do those of us who hit need to do fire damage?
Oh yeah, let me roll out some of that. Okay, that's only a 10, so he does fail that again. Ooh, it's gonna be this way for a while.
So good.
So this will be Chad hit 3 times.
Yes.
You might be the only melee attacker though, right?
Azon.
I did his. Because
His
he
was
rolled
melee?
2, and he took 1 point of fire damage.
Okay. That's cute.
He did melee, so you get that automatic crit.
Okay.
So that's 12, 19 total, reduced to 8, 9 points of damage. And Kate, and we already did yours.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That will. Oh, Chad, you didn't take your D10 at the start of this turn, did you? Or
I did not.
you did not, and I don't think Kagan did either.
I did.
You did. Okay.
But maybe I did.
I did.
Oh yeah, mine was 10 reduced to 5.
That's right. Okay. All right. That's gonna end Juggernaut's turn because he's not a smart boy.
Oh, he can't do anything at all?
No,
yeah,
he's paralyzed.
Oh my gosh! All right, now I'm like.
Yeah.
for
So
this
now
turn.
you're stuck. Everyone else
So
can go.
I'll take fire damage.
Yeah.
Though. And roll. I've rolled another natural 20.
Oh my god.
You take 1 point of fire damage.
Okay.
Roll that. Roll that. Oh no, you already did it. Okay.
I did.
All right.
Yeah.
Do I take?
All right, I'm gonna go to the restroom.
You take 2 points of fire damage.
That's after the reduction.
That's after it was 5 reduced to 2. All right.
So it's only melee attacks that automatically crit.
Yeah, only melee.
Motherfucker.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go in for 3 more attacks, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 19 plus stuff.
Yep, that'll hit.
2 natural 20s.
Oh my gosh. Nah.
So the second one hits, and a 19 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, all 3 of those hit.
Okay. Okay. That's a 2, so I can try to re-roll it. It's a little better.
And Finn, if you're into your attacks, like everybody's doing a melee attack on.
I'm torn between mind slivering this dude and hoping he gets -4 just in case, or do I booming blade this motherfucker?
Nice. Let me mix and match so that these damage dice work out a little nicer. So,
Yeah.
I believe I would just mind sliver this dude. You guys are doing enough damage for me to just try and make sure he stays down. So just a
points of slashing damage.
50, how much?
56.
56. Okay.
yeah. They're doing enough damage without me. So I'll just get a intelligence save of 17 to see if he takes damage, and then gets the penalty.
Okay.
As long as Hilda's not doing a saving damage.
All right. Intelligence save.
I mean, this is concentration spell, so I'm not doing anything else.
Yeah. So intelligence save. That's a 16.
Fails at 17 for the save.
Ugh.
So he'll take.
He's never getting out of this.
13 damage
13.
off me for that, and the 1d4 taken off his next save, which, as long as
That's going to probably be Hilda's save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should take 3 splashes from
Yes,
hitting
you
him.
should. Thank you for the reminder. That was all over the place. It was 1, a 10, and a 5. So 11, 16, 8 points of damage. Perfect. All right. Hilda's not doing anything. Finn's not going. So that's... Oh. NPCs. Matthias is no longer blinded. He's going to... He doesn't have any melee stuff to do. Got a dagger. That's not really going to help. But I think he's just going to do Eldritch Blast, and it'll just be a normal attack.
Seems a little ridiculous that for a creature this big, it would still be a disadvantage, but I'm not going to argue that point right now.
Yeah. Well, it is going to be a normal attack, because he's... So it's the advantage for being incapacitated or paralyzed or something. And then, so just normal attacks for him. 17, 21, 9. So 1 hits for 7 points of force damage.
What a good guy.
Then Azon is going to try his 2 attacks. Double 27s and then a 14. So those 1 hits for... Let's roll that twice. Jesus. 38 plus...
For the token that I'm still on fire.
40... 44. Oh my god.
You get orb, you can't see the orb.
Okay.
the birds and myself are just going to go 60 feet away.
Okay, so they're just trying to drag him further away from the...
No, like they can just go, like if they can just go 60 feet away.
Okay, yeah, they go and they can go hide and get kind of perch themselves on the outskirts of this caldera. Okay.
And we're just going to watch.
Gonna be Juggernaut's turn now. He's gonna make another intelligence saving throw. Yeah. It'll be...
That minus D4.
Doesn't matter. He's still gonna fail.
Okay.
Oof.
Hell
He's not the brightest
Thank
person
you.
in the...
Well, he's also not rolling very well.
Oh no.
That sucks.
That's bad. Okay. That will...
It's bad for people.
He does recharge though, so I can do that. So when he gets up, that will end his turn and put us back to the start of the round. There is gonna be another lair action. So those are supposed to keep happening. Everyone needs to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
I auto fail.
No, you're not. You're no longer. You're out of it.
Yeah,
Your
you're fine
turn.
now.
back
We've
to-
already
It
done
was
your
only for
turn.
the one turn.
Yeah.
We've already done that turn.
Unless there's
You're back
something
to
else
me.
happening.
Oh, I've snapped out of it.
Yeah, you
Is that
snapped
what you're
out.
saying?
You're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it just everyone on the ground?
Everyone on the ground. Sorry.
All right. Is this a visible threat? Like-
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna roll at advantage.
It's not probably gonna matter for anyone, but we're just gonna do it just so I get some sense of
Alright.
victory.
Dirty
There's one
20.
thing I'm good at. I'm not down there for.
10.
All right, fail.
I'm trying to think, because if this is the same one, I can't roll high enough to beat it, so do I want to use Indomitable? I think I'm just going to take the fail.
Okay.
I rolled a 9.
All right. Everyone who fails knocked prone as the ground begins to shake underneath you. That's
What
it.
was the DC?
16.
Okay.
I couldn't say it, but prone is not the end of the world in this situation.
No, it's not because he's not doing anything. All right. And so everyone just wail on him again,
Okay.
so I can get back to my turn.
All right.
I feel bad.
Do you want to do that intelligence save
So
for him?
I'll do.
I'm gonna do some googling while you guys are rolling
Okay.
some damage.
I'll take some fire damage at the start of my turn.
Oh yeah,
On
both
fire.
of you do. That's 2 points to Chad, 5 points to Kagan.
All right. Finn, this suit has really helped.
Yeah, that's been
like-
big. I thought you would have rolled a 1 by now. I don't know
well,
how you statistically.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That's
All
my
right.
favorite bit of
So
flesh I've
1,
got.
2, 3. I got 3 hits.
All crits.
Not crits.
All crits.
I will add up all the. Well, all right. So I got a 19,
Okay.
They're all
A-
criticals. Remember?
a 20,
Okay.
and a 10.
All right. So the first 2 hit and they're crits.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, sorry. No.
Oh, was that your damage?
Yeah, those are all the damages.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Did
So,
you
yeah, I rolled a 23, 28, and 26.
23? Okay. So
You got to do your crit damage.
all right.
But I didn't crit. I haven't crit.
They're all crit.
No, they're all automatic crits because he's.
They're all
paralyzed.
automatic crits.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why it's like.
Wait, with brutal critical?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. All right. So,
Can we? Yeah. Let's just. I'm gonna get out a calculator. Let's just go ahead.
Isn't that just
I'm
like
just gonna-
6 more d12?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do
start
60,
on my
12.
attacks.
So
Okay.
many.
all right. So did you get the
65.
original totals?
So it's 19 plus 20 plus 10.
10. Yeah. Plus the
Really?
60 to 12.
Yeah, 6 more d12.
36.
So that's 85 points of damage.
Really wish I was one more level higher for Eldritch Smite. I'm just gonna Mind Sliver again.
I will take that fire damage from hitting him too.
Yeah, let's go do that too. Okay, Mind Sliver.
Yeah.
So it's 17, 18, 19, 20.
All right.
It's gonna be 20 reduced to 11 points of fire damage.
11 points. And then still, the skin still hasn't broken.
Yes.
Okay.
Although I'm at half health now. I'm bloodied officially.
I am untouched and
Yeah.
quit laying there. Quit laying there. Quit laying there. You don't want to get up.
So Chad, and then I need to do an intelligence saving throw. That's a 6. So
Yep, he takes damage. 15 damage. From
Okay.
me telling him he's tired. He just wants to lay there. It's all a bad dream.
Chad, did you roll your damage and/or attacks?
Yes. So my lowest attack was a 19 to hit.
Okay.
So let me do some moving of the dice to make.
And
adding-
Hilda, I assume you're just standing back being MVP at this point.
What?
Okay.
Or, is there like a physical struggle for you, or you're like trying to hold this thing down?
At this point, it hasn't been that much of a fight.
That's 50 slash
Hilda, did
damage.
you just
All
want
right.
to be picked up and brought up here so you don't need to do saves on the lair effects?
I think that might be good.
Well,
But yeah. I
yeah.
can't-
Something's
I don't
about
think
to happen because we've just hit a certain point. And this is the
Do
point I
still
wanted to get
take
to.
splashes?
So, let me do your splash damage.
Splashes when something's happening.
6 plus 10, reduced to 5.
Break out in transforming.
So here is what happens. Let me get some more dramatic music than this.
Oh boy.
For this description. So as Chad levels this lash attack and this gout of magma shoots up, as all of you are just standing around him, slamming, stabbing, slashing, shooting, just wailing on this rock form, and these gouts of magma are shooting up, and the ground is trembling underneath you, and you can see Joggernaut sort of trying to resist the effect, but unable to do so due to the magical prowess of Hilda. And then with that last hit from Chad, that quaking begins to grow, and the shockwaves become even more magnified, and you see this pulse from within Joggernaut, which is similar to the one you saw previously with Tolman. There's this red glow that radiates outward and then contracts inward, and as the rocks begin to quake across the ground, you watch as some of them are beginning to shift inwards, kind of rumbling and clattering across the stone, and you instinctively take a step back as doof, a large boulder slams into the side of a Joggernaut, and doof, another slams in as well, and doof, 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 dozens begin to slam into the side, and he begins to build in mass and growing and growing and growing, and this red heat radiating from inside. And then there is a crushing sound and a breaking, and it breaks inwards and downwards, and you watch as he almost seems to be imploding, and that glow grows brighter and brighter and then dims a bit, and his entire form shrinks down to not that much larger than any of you, not maybe standing about 8 feet tall, just huddled on the ground, and as he begins to stand, and Hilda, you feel that your spell effect break at that moment, as he this glowing this center of him kind of pulses outward one more time, and you can feel from the light at this chest where you presume this crystal is, this immense heat radiate and just carve a trench across the ground. There's no longer these flames coming out from this hyper compacted metal or even diamond-like armor that he is currently wearing, and he looks up with this no longer sort of bestial sort of frenzy to him, but this almost calm and focused demeanor, with this look of anger across his face, those glowing horns, now small little rivulets that run down the back of his skull. And as he takes one step forward, you watch as in a perfect sphere or like half dome across the ground cracks inward, buckling under the immense weight of his hyper dense form. And that's where we're gonna take. That's where we're gonna end our session for tonight. And pick up
my chicken apple
next week after you guys have done like 500 plus points of damage. That was nuts. I thought we'd get
easy.
Dang,
yeah.
Eat an apple and man.
I'm gonna do some research on the spell secrets for next week and figure that out a little bit. But that was awesome. That was play of the game. Fantastic. You guys really like. I'm gonna put on some less intense music. You guys chewed through like half of that first form hit points in like 2 rounds. That was just nuts. So it was a great play all around from everyone.
Yeah.
So that's enough of me feeding your guys' egos. Thank you for everyone
as well.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for watching. We really appreciate it. We'll be back next week to continue this to finish the fight, and see what more secrets might be revealed. Meanwhile, check out our schedule. We got a couple of fun things going on in the next couple days. We have Slaying 101 tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. And then we will have Motley Mondays on Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We're playing more Dungeons and Dragons. And then on Tuesdays, we'll have our brand new show, Exiles. So come check out for all those. That's going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern Time as well. So come check out all of those, hang out with the chat, join our Discord, all that fun stuff. And we'll see you then. Does anybody else have any announcements or anything you want to plug? No? All right. Well, thank you to my players for being here and being awesome. And thank you everyone else who watches this now and later on. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.
Good night.
Good night.